All right, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys, please forgive me. I put in the wrong date. I looked it up and I had yesterday's, Saturday's date on there. And Saturdays, I don't know how I did that because usually I go on Sundays. So y'all forgive me. It was in there and I'm supposed to be live yesterday at 1. And I went on today to say, oh, I'm going on live today. And I looked at the date and I looked at the calendar and I said, what happened? I said I had it for the 15th at 1, and usually it's supposed to be Sunday. So y'all forgive me. I do apologize. I do apologize. But you guys come on in, like and share. Let's get started. We got some great things for you guys. We're gonna talk about some real amazing issues that is going on in our community. And we are going to first talk to you guys about the website. Okay, we do have well, you guys knew about the Ram in the Bush website. We're getting ready to do some webinars coming up, and we have one coming up on Tuesday. And I'll put it in the link after the show is over. And we're going to deal with toxic parents. We're going to talk about that Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Okay. I'm going to try to put it in the link after the video, and hopefully you guys can join me. And we're going to start doing webinars. Hopefully, we're going to do one Tuesday, and then we're going to do the real one come Thursday. And then that's Tuesday is like an introduction to Thursday. And then we're going to do it I'm thinking Monday or Thursday. Haven't decided which one, but I'm probably going to do it. I'm thinking maybe Mondays, every Mondays. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know though. We'll see. But it's time to, and we're gonna have different guests. We're gonna talk some issues, real issues, and I'm leaving the end of October, the 31st, going to Africa. So yes, we're gonna be doing some shows there. So you guys stay tuned because we get ready to get into some real good issues. I'm gonna talk to my African brothers and sisters, and we're gonna understand what's going on between the two. I'm tired of the drama. I hate drama, but it seems like we are only attracted to drama. If I'm not on here cussing, if I'm talking about real issues, I'm talking about building, and we are going to talk about the Ram in the Bush. I want you guys to go up on Ram in the Bush, and I want you guys to check it out. We putting T-shirts up now, which is great, and I'm going to show you guys one of my T-shirts. We're getting hats, we're getting T-shirts. We got a few sayings, but I'm going to show you the one saying that we do have done. And these are pre-orders. I told you we working some things. I told you we working some things. I'm trying to retire by the end of this year. And this, I had a girlfriend of mine to make them for me. And she's Ranada on Facebook. And she has made me some amazing t-shirts. I'm getting ready to show you these t-shirts, and this is one of them we got next. How about that? Yes. She is working it out for me, and I got another one. We got the blue one. We got next. Okay. I want you guys to get your t-shirts, you guys. Cash App. I have my Cash App up there. My Facebook or Ram in the Bush. You can contact me on Ram. And hold on, let me see if I'm doing it. Hold on, I'm trying to get it in the comments, you guys, because it's time for us to do for us. In the bush at Gmail. Y'all going with me at gmail.com. Okay. That is my oh, hold on. What am I? Oh shoot. Look at this thing. This thing is kind of gmail.com. Okay. And then this is my trying to make sure. Oh, did I put the P in the middle? Oh shoot, I didn't need, okay, there. Did I do it right? Okay. Lord, I got glasses, can't see. Okay. And then for email, if you want to email me, that's the email. But if you want to go on the website, it's round in the bush.com. We can talk about some things. Okay. If you have something you want to talk to me about, you want to write about, don't call me cussing me out because I will cuss you back out. I'm just saying. I'm not the one. I'm just saying. It's a way to say what you need to say. And my thoughts may not agree with yours. because we were all raised different, but we have all, everybody has different experiences. But it's a way to say stuff, and you're not gonna call me cussing me out, or you're not gonna email me cussing me out, because I'm gonna email you cussing you back out. I'm just saying, I'm not the one. Okay, but let's talk about in the bush. Y'all know I'm crazy. My husband tell you, my wife is a mess. He'll tell you. Sometimes he just shake his head. I'm telling you, it's funny though, because I'm funny. Okay, but let's talk about Realm in the Bush before we do anything. Realm in the Bush is I have classes offering. And let me tell you why I did Ram in the Bush. I created Ram in the Bush because I saw that we were not creating anything for ourselves. We were still begging white folk to do for us. We still begging them to educate our children. We still begging them for jobs and not giving it to you. They're telling you the hell with you. You can starve if you want to. And we still begging them for jobs, and we still begging them for everything, begging them to breathe, begging for food, begging for, we just begging, begging, begging. I don't know what's going on with Black people, but I do have offer CDO classes, and I am going to interview my girlfriend. Her dad did die, and she's been going through some things because I know we were supposed to interview her. I am hooked up with her, have an apprenticeship program through her, and she will start hiring at 18. They changed the laws. It used to be 21, but she is doing it from 18. So we are going to be looking into some schools. I'm really needing time off work. I need to get to these schools to talk to these teachers, but I'm thinking I'm going to have like a Zoom meeting for my educators and my parole people. I'm gonna have to do more Zoom than I do anything else, because that seems like the only way that I can meet with these people because of my job, right? During the week, during the day. So this is why I'm creating other tables, other avenues, so that I could be able to do really the work for my foundation, because I feel like me working the job is really taken away from the foundation. Okay. But we do offer CDO classes, security. You can be armed and unarmed. The 18s to 21, you'll be unarmed, but the 21, you will be armed. They'll train you to be armed. I'm still looking. I had an HVAC, painting, flooring, plumbing, electrician, a guy that was going to help me. Well, he backed out because I expect any business that I partner with to pay my babies. I expect them to pay them on the job training, because you're getting them to help you. You're teaching them, but you're also using them to labor to move your business along, to grow your business. So yes, I expect you to pay them at least $12 an hour. I'm just saying, we have to pay them something. We don't expect you to work and then not pay them, and they have to leave your place of employment, place for 8 hours, and then they go somewhere else to work for 8 hours. It's not fair. And if that's what kind of person you are, I don't want to work with you. I will not partner with people that don't know how to treat my babies. Do you do unto them as you want them others to do unto you. You don't want to work a job for 8 hours and then leave that job and then go and work another job, and you didn't get paid on the first job, but you putting all your all into it and you didn't get paid. So now you got to go to another job for 8 hours to now that's going to be your job, though, where you eat and you're tired, you have a family, you can't do it. So no, we're not doing crazy stuff. So I am looking for either, I don't care if you know of businesses that I can partner with that's out of state or in state or whatever. I don't mind, because we can have Florida. We can partner with business in Florida. We can partner with business in Georgia. We can partner with business anywhere. Okay. We are nationwide global, and they are 18 to 25-year-olds nationwide globally, right? So we don't necessarily have to be in my state to do this. And I first kind of messed up because I was thinking, oh, let me bring them here. Let's get rooms and housing. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. And this was me learning, and I'm learning as I go. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do this where they are, and I'm not going to do housing. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to train them where they are, and they'll be able to stay, and they'll be able to continue their life and learn on the job training and get paid to be able to pay their bills and do what needs to be done. Better idea, right? Yes. So I do also have a barber college, and I'm looking for more barber colleges to come on board, and car detailing, mechanics. I'm looking for cosmetologists. I talked to a lady, so we're kind of working some things out. So she might be able to work with me. So we'll see. I went to a construction site, still have not heard from them. Talked to a roofing company, have not heard back from them. These are people that, say, hey, send me your email and we'll be in touch. I talked to a plumbing company, have not heard back from them. So I'm reaching out, and it's hard for, I'm just to the conclusion, it's really hard. And people just don't want to, hey, Forecast, welcome. People just don't want to train my babies, Black babies. to do anything. They don't want us to learn. They don't want us to eat. They want us to starve to death. But guess what? We're going to work this. But if I can get you to trade, or if I can get somebody to train my babies, then I will use the ones that I'm putting a year. I'll use them to do the training. So I just have to get in there and get trained. I have to get them trained. And after a year, I'll be able to use them. Once they get their training, then I'll be able to use them if they have their own businesses to train my babies. I'm just saying, it's time for us to build our table. Just, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. I know. Trust me. I know. Trust me. I'm learning how to deal with people. I'm learning how not to get in my feelings when, I hear no, because I'm like, why? What do you mean no? Or when I went to my HVAC and painting person, who's supposed to do, he's starting his own company. Listen, starting his own company, black man. And we had talked HVAC, painting, flooring, plumbing, electrician. We were going to do it from one spot. And then when I mentioned, well, I want them to get paid, he's getting contracts, right? And getting jobs. And all you have to do is just break them off a little, if you're getting $1,000 contract or whatever, I don't know what the contract was, but if they're paying you whatever, maybe $1,000, $1,500, hey, why you can't give them two? Why you can't give them something, for that job they just helped you to complete. Okay. Yes, yeah, I tell you, it's very discouraging because I send out emails. I've met I shouts out to Chicago. I don't even know what's going on with me in Chicago, but I've met a couple teachers in Chicago, and they put my little thing up in their break rooms, and one has called me, and this one is she's pointing me towards some aldermans in Chicago. So getting ready to contact them. So let's just shout out to Chicago. Maybe that's where it's needed most. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Wherever it's needed, I'm willing to start that program. And I told her, I said, I'm willing to start it wherever. If you got some babies in Chicago, 1825, let's do it. I can do a conference. I can do a Zoom call with them, and we can do it from there. Does it matter? What's up? Hey. All right, Bakari. Like I shared, you guys, as y'all come in. And we just trying to make this thing happen. We are trying to, to do some things that we've never done before. So my thing is, it's all about building for me. It's nothing but about building. And yes, you hear no, but I don't care. Y'all, look, we're gonna still pounce. We're gonna still keep on doing what we need to do in order to make this thing work. So what we hear no, it's okay. It doesn't bother me. It's going to be all right because I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep doing what we need to do. And I'm going to show you, if you guys go on my Facebook page, which is Cassandra Cheek, my Facebook, this is going to be where you can register for the webinar. Can you guys see that? Go on my Facebook, you guys. And we're going through a new company, Click. Was that Click? Dang, I forgot what the thing is called, but it's Click Me. Yes. And we're going through them. This is something new for me, so you guys bear with me as far as this technology is concerned. But it is called, my phone went off, didn't it? But it is called, we're going to dealing with toxic parents. I know people are like, oh my God, yes, we're going to finally deal with them. And it's time to deal with some toxicity in our community, because I'm looking at what's going on with our babies. We cannot, you guys, leave this mess to our children's children. I do not. Sad enough, we didn't do it with our children. Sad enough, we have grandchildren now growing up in the same mess, and we seem to be okay with it. Why? Thank you, Register. Thank you. But my thing is, why? And you could share it on your webpage too. Forecast. Go into Cassandra Cheek on my Facebook page, and you can share it on your. If you want to go in there and share it, please do share it. We're trying to get as many Black people, registered women or men, it doesn't matter, because we all have had some toxicity in our families, right? It is what it is. So let's just do and support each other. And that's what I think we need to do. It's all about building. It's all about building. We have to share this stuff out. The media is not going to share it for me, because they hope and pray that Black folks stay toxic. But we have a mess going on, you guys. We cannot leave this to our future generations. Oh my God, what I'm seeing, I'm like, why would we want to continue allowing them to teach our schools when we have a school, Ziax Institute? And I know, Forecast, there was a lady that Melanated was talking about that had a school. It was somebody kin to her. Do you remember the name of that school? If you do, put it in the comments. Put it. There was another school, and I wrote it down, but I don't know. It was so late that night, I don't know what I wrote it on. But it was another school. But I know Zayx Institute is a school that you can register for. It is a Black school. It is online, and we can do that. We can support that school nationwide until we get enough people registered in that school. And then maybe, because he had talked about doing one in Georgia, he talked about doing one in other places, but he got to get enough people in those areas to support his school, and we can have our own Black schools. I'm just saying, it's time for us to stop. It's time for us to quit, because we are not teaching our children, as far as family values, as far as being on code, as far as how marriage is supposed to be. We're not passing down what it really takes. I went to a class yesterday, and it was a class, and it was talking about marriage, and it was talking about how it's really supposed to be done, and how, man, I don't know, man, I did the notes, but I left them in another room. But the notes was talking about how the man is supposed to go to my dad. And my dad, he's supposed to get approval for my dad first. And then after my dad, him and talk, my dad, him and talk, then the man is supposed to give a gift to my dad to get me. Okay. And that's not what we're doing. The women is paying for all of the stuff. Why? That's dysfunctional. Everything that this country does is backwards. It's supposed to be the man that actually pays for the wedding, pays my dad, pays my family to get the bride. Okay. The man is supposed to do that. The woman is not supposed to be paying for the wedding. I see that all the time. And I'm like, how did they get like that? Training. We have to get back to teaching. Then, you have to understand, then the man, he's doing all this, he's paid my dad. Then he goes away, and then he's doing some building, because he has to be able to take care of me when we do get and it's not about the wedding. It's about the consummation, is the marriage part, which brings us together. And that's really how we become married. People don't understand. It's not about the wedding. It has nothing to do with a wedding. It's all about us coming together. The teaching was really amazing. And I am like, wow, we need to be teaching this to our children. And this is how you start to retrain the thinking, because America is so backwards. Everything is backwards with America. Everything that we stood for back in the day, America stands against and teaches against. Like, for instance, you put out a movie called The Woman King. What the hell are you talking about, The Woman King? Women can't be kings, but nobody was bothered by that movie, because I heard a lot of Black people said, oh my God, it was a great movie. And I looked at them, and I understand that 2/3 will die. People, everybody won't get it. Everybody's not going to understand what's really going on. Everybody's not going to really see the bigger picture of what the secrets, and because we so used to trusting white folks, and we thought, oh my God, they created this movie, and this movie had Black women, and they were in charge. And oh God, we just still are not recognizing the dangers of dealing with these white folk. We just don't understand the dangers of dealing with Black folk, that, like Candace. Oh, let me get on her for a minute. This Candace creep, this little Candace Owens, I don't even know what to say to her. But I'm so sick of her dysfunctional behind. I don't know what to say. This girl is so dysfunctional. She hates herself, hates Black people, because she had such a dysfunctional childhood. Her dad was an alcoholic. Read her history. Her dad was an alcoholic who probably treated her like a dog, who was probably doing some other stuff to her that he didn't have no business doing. And mom didn't protect her, so she's mad at Black people. When she said the Black womb is the worst, the most dangerous for Black children, what the hell are you talking about? You just had a Black child, 2 Black children. So are you talking about your wound? Because I can say that her wound is the most dangerous, because what she's producing is more little coons that's going to act like her. Okay. She's producing poisonous children that's going to be poisonous against Black people, because of their growing up, and because they're being raised by a woman who's mentally ill, and they don't know that their mom is mentally ill, but we know it because I'm hearing what's coming out of her mentally ill mouth, and it's nothing good for her own people. She has more good stuff to say about enemies that have cut babies out of our ancestors' stomach, that have raped little children, that are molesting little children, that are trafficking our children, that are cutting our children out of their stomachs and feeding them out of alligators. But you have so much love for these people that hate you. And I'm telling you, they're going to use Candace Owens until they can't, and then they're going to break their toys just like they did Bill Cosby. You have to understand, these white folk they are cowards, and they will use you until the end. And don't mean they like you. You're just dumb enough to allow them to use you, and then when they get done, they're going to break you. The same way Bill Cosby used to do the same thing. If you guys think back, Bill Cosby was, he was loving them some white folk. One time he thought he was going off on black folk, and black folk got on his case about it. Go ahead and look back now. Bill Cosby ain't always been Bill Cosby. He was hanging out with them white folk the same way Candace was, and he loved him some white folk. And guess what? When they broke him, and they still trying to break his behind, right? But he had so much love for his enemy, and he had none for himself. But I'm gonna tell you what, every time somebody does what Candace is doing, things don't go well for them. We had a black guy that said, oh my God, I love police. Police are the best, and I love me some white women. Guess what? He's dead today. Why? How? Who shot him? Who killed him? Who do you think? The very people that he loved so much. He came on internet and YouTube and Facebook, and he, oh my God, I just love me some people. I've never had any problems with them. I love me some white women, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, ask him how he feels about them now, because he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Usually when people do that and they just talk such disgustingness about their own, they end up reaping some very hard consequences. Candace, I'm just saying, she needs to be dealt with. And it's a shame how black folk have not dealt with her. And I'm not talking about anything harmful. I'm just saying, my thing is, Candace does what she does on purpose, and she gets away with it because black folk are so loving. We don't care. We're just like, okay. But let me tell you how white folk deal with people like Candace. Okay. You remember back in the day when this white woman was, when they did a bus boycott, they was doing a bus boycott in 63, 64, 65, somewhere up in there. She, in fact, was helping black people get back and forth to work. Remember, I don't know the lady's name, but the lady ended up dying. Let me tell you what happened. She was helping black people get back and forth to work. Her own caught her one night. She was by herself driving home because her husband was warning her, honey, don't do this. He was really afraid for her. And he was, he knew what happened to white people that assist black people in their fight. Okay, that you're called a traitor. You were called an NIG lover, right? Okay, and she was taken care of. And they shot this woman in her face, and she died and killed her. Okay, the same way Kyle Rittenhouse did when Kyle Rittenhouse was out there so-called protecting people's property that didn't ask him to protect nothing, but his mom drove him over the Illinois lines, and she was never arrested. But if she was a black parent, she would have been arrested because she aided and abetted him, helped him to drive across the border with weapons in the car. Yeah, that one, that Kyle Rittenhouse, who shot those three white people, and two died, right? Two died, I think, and one lived or something like that. But he got away with murder. But guess why he got away with murder? Because they were off code. White folk considered those two brothers, those two white boys, or three white boys that he shot, they were off code. So that's why he got away with it. And we have to understand the history. The history is, if you're off code and you're white. I seen another commercial where it said, if you're this white boy was going against, he was working for black people. He was, involved in black folks' fight. And the white boy told him, don't be in this town after sundown. He already knew. They already knew. He knew, because white folk understand when you're off code, what happens. We the only ones that don't understand what happens when we're off code. Bakari, I see you. We are the only ones that don't understand when we're off code, what happens to us being off code. We have to understand, and it's time for us to get on code. All of us, and the ones that are off code, need to be dealt with. Candace Owens needs to be dealt with. She has gone through a horrible life, and we fail to realize and understand that. And I remember one time, a white guy, a black girl, I guess, was texting and saying how, Candace, how horrible Candace was. And he said, you're just jealous because you're not Candace. You're just jealous because it was something stupid he said. And the black girl said, I'm jealous because of what? I'm not a traitor to my own. You only like her because she's a traitor to her own. White folk only like you, and they don't really like you. They're faking that they like you because they like what's coming out of your mouth. They love when you go against your own. They're paying Candace Owens big money to talk the way she talks, and she is soaking it up. Whether she feels that way or not, but she is soaking it up, honey. But my thing is, she is producing. She has two half breeds, okay? Because she married to a white man, okay? Which is not, you are what your father is. Those are not black babies. Might come from her black body, but those are not black seeds, because those babies will learn to grow up to hate black people. So they will, in fact, be enemies to black people, okay? Bakari, you got something to say behind that?
What's up? How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome,
I'm
welcome.
great. Hey, look, I ain't gonna be on here long because I'm out, but I heard something you was saying. You was talking about somebody talking about the police and how he loved the police and love white women and they come back and kill them, right? Something like that. Sound like the damn guy in Chicago. I forget he had a political office and he was talking about how great the Chicago police is and they ain't got no problem with black guy. And he was over the police. And mistaken identity. They didn't know who he was. 5 of them got together and beat him down. Look, I got something coming this week, and I'm not putting it off no more. I put it off last week because everybody was just scheduling, and we just gonna have to overlap this week because I can't constantly put it off for other people. I got a show. It's gonna come. It's gonna call from the Book of Bakari 10 and 21. I come, it come out the Bible, but I'm gonna say it's mine. I come not for the righteous, but for these sinners to repent.
Come on now.
Kanye West coon ass up there, pardon my French, on your channel, talking about he got proof nobody kneeled on George Floyd's neck. That ain't how he died. Then you got you just come. I'm calling a whole lot of names. These sinners gonna have to repent. I come not for the righteous. I ain't coming for you, because
I
it ain't
can't
for
take it.
you.
I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it. And my thing is, you have to understand these people and what they are and who they are. And we have to start recognizing Kanye West has told us that he has sold his soul. We know that. That's not, do you think he meant that? Do you think he didn't mean that? He told you guys on stage live that he sold his soul. He told y'all that. And why is it so hard for us to go, oh, Kanye is telling truth. Kanye is hanging out with the biggest Satanist ever. Okay. Y'all better understand who he hanging out with. He is hanging out with that dude that used to sing. What's the white guy name? Forecast. I know you know. He used to sing with the guy, and the guy was burning Bibles on the stage. What is his Mason Manson? Somebody Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Who?
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson.
He used to burn Bibles on stage. He is hooked up with Kanye West. That's who he hangs out with. So you tell me that Kanye West didn't really sell his soul when he told you on stage to your ass, and now he's hanging out with the biggest Satanist ever. Y'all can believe it. Black folks not really
hanging out.
understanding.
He's hanging out with somebody who claimed, because I knew when I was in him, I knew people that listened to him, some white folks that listened to him, right? He's hanging out with a guy who claimed he had his bottom ribs removed so he could give himself oral sex. That's what he want to hang out with. That's what he's hanging out. But see, they gonna have to repent. And once they repent, they still can't come back here because I ain't Jesus. Jesus will let you go to him. Yahshua, whatever they want to call him. They can go to him. But once you repent, man, we got to cut these folks off completely.
Yes.
We got to forget. Well, they black, we can forgive. No. They got to be gone. We got to leave them be. And on that note, I'm going to keep listening offline because it's about to get loud because I'm still out here trying to make sure I can work tomorrow.
But thank you, Bakari. I thank you for coming on. Thank you. Go ahead. We'll let
thank you for letting me.
So you guys have to understand. You guys have to understand who we dealing with. We have to realize and recognize who the enemies are. And because they look like you and me, listen to what's coming out of their mouth. Just like who was that? Glenn? He was trying to. Oh my goodness! He was running for senator. He was running for senator to take up James Claiborne's place. What is his name? He was out there speaking at one of Warnock's meeting this weekend, right? But he was giving him that heat though, I'm telling you, and they finally made him leave, but he was giving him that heat. He told him, he said, Senator Warnock, Glenn Beck, it wasn't Glenn Beck. It was, oh my God. Marcus, what was his name? Marcus, oh my Lord, he was running for Congress. He was running for Congress of South Carolina, but he did make it because black folks still want to hang on to James Claiborne, who's not done anything for them in 30 years. And that's another thing. Why is it that we always want to hang on to people that we know aren't going to do anything for us, but we'll continuously give them the seat instead of allowing somebody, some new blood to get in there that we see, that we hear, that has a great idea of helping black folk to be free. We'll label them as traitors. We'll label them as everything else. but what we need to be labeling them as freedom riders, because we have to understand and we have to start recognizing who's the one that's going to help us. And I got a picture of the dude that I'm trying to tell y'all about. Hold on, I'm gonna come up. I'm telling you, this dude was what is his name? Marcus. Oh man, he was running for senator. He was taking Claiborne's place. He wanted to take Claiborne's place, but you know, of course, black folk would not put him in there. And I'm getting ready to show you who I'm talking about. And I cannot believe I cannot remember his name. I do apologize. I hate when I can't remember folk name, but I'm not a my thing is with these names. I'm like, oh, I'm not good at names. Faces, I got you, but when you come with them names, I would be like, I don't remember the name, but I'm gonna show you who I'm talking about as soon as I come up across him. But he was the guy that he would wear them funny hats, and they was trying to get on him because here it is right here. What's this dude's name? What's his name? He was out there giving what's his name? What is that dude's name? What is his name? Oh man. Market, what is this dude's name? Oh my goodness. I cannot believe I can't remember his name. Oh my goodness. But y'all know the face, right? He was running up against James Claiborne, okay? And we chose Claiborne, and he's out of South Carolina. We chose to stick with Claiborne, who's not done any. Yes, Marcel Dixon. Yes. Sis, what's that? Who's that? Oh Lord, y'all got these names. I cannot with these names. Oh, I'm gonna show here. Let me just show. This is crazy. Yes, Marcel Dixon. Okay, Marcel Dixon. Thank you. You get the prize, my brother. You also said that McCarthy was trying to be a pastor, was turning into a pastor. Oh my goodness, y'all funny. But yes, Marcel Dixon. He was out there giving what's that? This Maddox the business. Okay. He was giving him Raphael Maddox the business, okay? He was giving him the business, and they had to end up asking that brother to leave. But I'm gonna tell you, I would have the black guy. And that black guy asked him to leave because he was, he said it was his park, but I don't believe it was his park. My thing, I stood on the street, now that he used my little bullhorn. Marcel had a bullhorn out there, and he was talking about who he running. Who was the guy running against? I'm so bad with names, y'all. Herschel Walker. Womack. Okay, he was giving him the business, okay? And it was so funny. Oh my God. Boy, them white folk was taking up for him though. But I'm gonna tell you what, that's how you know when you got black folk and white folk love them. That's that right there, honey, that lets me know that you ain't worth nothing if you got a whole lot of white folk following you. And a lot of time I go on their page to see who's following them. And if I see and they want to, befriend me, I don't even befriend them on my Facebook page and stuff because I don't want to be friends with traitors. Because I think Candace and a whole lot of black folk that's in politicians, these politicians, the black politicians, they are enemies to black people because they're not going to do anything. So when they say, oh, Daniel Cameron, who didn't do anything for Breonna Taylor, is running for governor, you think I would ever vote for him? No, he would never get nothing. He couldn't even run. He was covering up for the police when his sister died. You think I would want him to be a governor for anybody? You couldn't even run. You could not even be trusted to be he was the DA, right? We could not even trust him to handle Breonna's case. So we're not going to trust you to be governor, Daniel Cameron. Okay. And it's other black folk. We're not. Okay. He was for abortion. He's supposed to be a pastor. That right there is a red flag for me because you can't be trusted because you told me you're a pastor who's supposed to be for life, right? But you are standing and you are saying that it's okay to abort your babies. I can't trust that. I'm serious. And we have to start as black people understanding that when you look like me and they look like you, family, listen to what comes out of their mouth. If they're trying to convince you to stay with a party that has never do your history when it comes to the Democratic Party, and you will see that they have never, ever, 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 ever done anything for black people. And this is a party that black folk will die for, but they've never put a bill out there for you. And every time, just like Biden, he wrote that crime bill, and black folk like dummies gave him the highest seat when he did the most harm to black people. I don't know. It's almost like we go after people that show you that I hate you. They show you that they can't stand you. They show you they never do anything good for you, never do anything good for you. But my thing is, why is it that we go after them? We go after their approval. We go after proving them wrong, proving that, oh, we're not racist. We forgive you. I'm not forgiving. I'm not forgiving nobody that didn't ask for my forgiveness. Dylan Roof, when they went up there and forgave them black families forgave him. He didn't even ask. He didn't even care for your forgiveness, but you gave it to him. Payton shot 10 people. Didn't even ask for your forgiveness, and you gave it to him. I'm not forgiving nothing. You didn't ask for it, you don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm not one of them. I'm not a Christian. I'm not one of them. I'm just saying, okay? But what Bakari say, problem with checking Warnock, and they checked Claiborne, but they never checked white politicians. Exactly. That's true. That's true. Bakari say, yes, he is turning into a preacher. He a preacher now. Broadcast. Lauren Dooley, this white girl tortured. Yeah, I heard about that. Oh my God. I heard about that. I'm pulling her up right now. Boy, I'm pulling that heifer up right now. She tortured. But let me tell you something. Ain't that what you get? We done told y'all over and over and over and over and over and over to leave these white girls alone. Okay. She had a fetish with this black man. But it reminds me of Get Out. They will fake and shake, but them things, honey, is hold on. I need to put this tortured. Oh, I need to see what's going on. I need to see this girl. I seen this forecast. White woman kidnapped, tortured black man in date from hell. It wasn't even a date. She called him over there. Let me see if I can get her picture. Hold on. I got to get her picture. I got to get this crazy Becky's picture. I want y'all to see this crazy. I want y'all to see this woman. Y'all got to help me out here. Did she torture the mess out of here? I'm sorry. It's really not funny, y'all. I'm sorry. It's not funny. I promise you. I'm sorry. I can't help it. This is sad because it's so true. She invited him over. I think they met on like Craigslist or somebody's list or something. And she invited him over. He thought he had it, he thought he had it made, right? And of course she went down on him and accused him. I got to find her picture. I cannot find her. Hold on. I got to find this picture. This one. Okay, here it is. Dang, I can't. Hold on. I got to find her picture. I'm trying to find her picture, y'all. I'm sorry. I got all off focus. Forecast, you got me off focus here. I'm sorry. I was trying to find her picture and I can't find it. But anyway, we know that she tortured the little boy, okay? And this is a shame because I can't find her picture anywhere. This is sad. I cannot find her picture. Tell me why. They had a lot of dirt that these crackers be doing. They had a lot of it, okay? But she reminds me, I'm thinking she's probably Jeffrey Dahmer's sister, right? She probably came from the same family that Jeffrey Dahmer came from, right? Her name was Lauren, like you said, Lauren somebody. But I can't find a picture. Show me a picture. I can't find a show. Find me a picture. I can't find a picture of her. But I guarantee you she's black. She'd be pasted all over the news, right? I cannot find a picture of this. A female, they calling her a female Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, this is her right here. This is her. Dang, I cannot. Okay, y'all, I'm going to show you. That's her right there. Okay, I know she's on, but that's her right there. A female, they call it a female Jeffrey Dahmer. Because she, really tortured this young man, right? She invited him over. And I'm getting off the subject. I know, but I had to bring that one up. Forecast, you in trouble for that. Okay. But she invited the boy over. They had met online, right? So he went over her house. Of course, you're crazy. What are you doing? See, this right here is mental illness. We keep talking about this mental illness, right? But he meets her. He goes over there. she immediately goes down on him, right? So she got him all, ooh, okay, it's gonna be a good night, right? Yeah. And then she asked him to if she could tie him up, right? He goes, oh yeah, you can tie me up. Crazy thing, you. So of course she, ties him up, and then she takes him into the bedroom. And she's, he think he finna get busy, so she pulls out a knife and she goes, starts stabbing him. I mean, slicing him or whatever. It's crazy. And but why? But welcome, welcome. But my thing is, why are we still trusting them? Even for the black women that's going out with this one girl, same happened to her. She met the white guy online, went out with him, brought him back home, gave him a little poo-poo, and ended up dead. Was he arrested? No, because he told some lie that somebody came to the door. She went to the door. I was asleep. Well, how you know she went to the door if you were asleep? Woke up, she was dead. But in the midst of all of that, she said, oh, her brother came to the door, and I woke up and she was dead. So his story didn't even make no sense. But we cannot we can't tell you enough. We've told you, men, women, y'all leave them dysfunctional demons alone. They are Satan's children. And I don't know when we're gonna understand who Omari, yes. I don't understand who and why is it that we don't understand. We've dealt with them long enough, right? But we're still mistakenly thinking that they're friends. Okay. Those are not your friends. You cannot have a snake and he could be poisonous one day. A poisonous snake, okay? He may not bite you today, but he might bite you tomorrow. And then if he bites you tomorrow, you're gonna die. But he may not bite you today because he just wasn't in the mood. Okay, doesn't not make him not a poisonous snake. He's still a poisonous snake, right? Okay, same thing with them. These people's history show you they can't be trusted. But we're gonna talk about the subjects. We're gonna talk about. I want to talk about my little man. Okay, that I'm gonna share. Oh Lord, here we go. Y'all, I don't know what is going on with this sharing thing, but I'm gonna try and share my screen with you guys. Let's talk about our little baby. Okay, I'm gonna share it. I'm not gonna try to play the thing, I don't think. Let's see if I can go over here. I'm not even gonna try to play that because I'm just gonna read it, okay? Because I don't think. Hold on, I might can pull it up and see. I'm just not understanding why we are having such a hard time with understanding who the real enemy is. We have been dealing with them for a very, 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 very long time, and we still are mistaking them for friends when they've done so much to hurt you, and we still not understanding that. I'm not understanding why is it taking us so long to understand who we're dealing with. Why are we not catching on to that? I don't understand. Okay. And this is one where it's talking about the young man. Okay. Family demands Gulfport police release the body footage of the shooting of this young man, but they are saying that the witness contradicts cops after Mississippi police shoot a black teen in the head. Now, this is who he is. Okay, I don't know if you guys will see this or not. Okay, I don't know if you guys will see that, but they are saying, I don't think you could, but I don't know. But my thing is, I want to play it, but I'm scared to play it because I don't think you'll be able to hear it. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can put it in my ear and see if you guys will be able to hear it. Let's see. I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I'm gonna see. Hold on, you guys.
The Gulfport Police Department received a telephone complaint from a 911 caller about a motorist in a silver Kia Soul with a Georgia state license plate. Accompanied by several subjects later identified as McMillan, Bell, Thomas, Ellis, and
Can you guys hear it?
They were brandishing firearms and passing motorists and began chasing one of them. This occurred in the area of Highway 605 and Magnolia Street. This description of the vehicle was passed along with the tag information. It's distributed to our officers through the Gulfport Police Department Communications Division.
Thank you.
Is entering the Family Dollar parking lot. 2 officers in 2 separate marked units entered the parking lot behind the vehicle. Immediately, two individuals exited the vehicle and began to flee. Officers exited their vehicles with loud verbal commands, giving them instruction to stop fleeing. One of the officers observed McMillan, who was armed. The officer gave gave orders for him to stop and drop his weapon.
Okay, do we really believe that he had a gun? Of course, the boy is dead. So the young man is dead. So they're saying, okay, let me fix my story. So now they're going to say, oh, he was armed. Let me go with that. Even if he was armed, let me help you out. Dylan Roof was armed, right? Is he dead? Peyton, who murdered 10 in a grocery store, he had a gun. Is he dead? Peyton was taken in custody, right? They took Peyton in custody. Nobody jumped on his neck. Nobody pulled weapons on him. Nobody jumped on his back. You didn't have 12 officers on top of him, but they want you to believe that when it comes to black boys, black men, black people, that you guys deserve to die. Even if you start running for your life, which we are, every time we know when we come across police, we are literally running for our lives. Am I correct? And they kill you, right? And then they want to tell you, oh, because you were running or because we thought we saw a weapon. I don't give a damn if he had a grenade in his hand. If you didn't kill Peyton, who killed 10, if you didn't kill Dylan Roof, who killed 9, if you didn't kill Kyle Rittenhouse, who killed 2, then why the hell did you kill this little boy who killed nobody? This is the type of crap that we're leaving to our children. Why are we not really yelling for us to defund the police? And when I say defund, I'm telling you that we need to break that whole system down, rehire women and men, but the black men are going to be for black areas, and we're going to let the white folk defend themselves because of the simple fact we cannot get racism under control in this country, even though the FBI told you that the police department was infiltrated by the Proud Boys, right? And the KKK. And we all know who the KKK is and the Proud Boys. So we know that the police departments have been infiltrated. So since they've been infiltrated, we are going to get rid of everybody, break the system down, because we know where the police officers came from. They started as slave catchers. They changed the name, but they never changed the job description, which was to catch niggas, to catch the slaves, right? Bring them back into order. It was never to protect black people. It was always to catch black people. And they're really all there. It's all about your protection of property. It was never for protection of people. But they want you to believe that when we come on the scene, you're going to die and you're going to be okay with it. But black people, it is time for us to rise globally and do something about this. Why aren't we fighting for our rights? Why are we not fighting for our baby's future? That little boy, he was 15. He probably got out the car running like, oh my God, I'm getting ready to die. Just like Danye, what was his name? Danye, oh God, right. He ran for his life and lost his life. And that woman got 2 years. 2 years. I've never known you to actually murder somebody. And what black person do you know got 2 years? When Amber Guyger murdered our brother Botham Jean, she got 12 years. 12. But they're getting ready to try to give our brother, Grandmaster, NFAC, Gerald J. Fitzgerald, they're trying to give our brother 25 to 35 years. He didn't murder anybody, but they're getting ready to be frivolous charges. This is what happened when you have a person that will fight for black people's rights. This is what happens when you have a black person. Either they end up like MLK, dead, or they end up like Shaquille, who was who was with the Black Panther, who they put her in a male's detention center, but they broke her out because they was abusing her and she ran to Cuba. Okay. But they end up putting you in jail, or they give you the death sentence, right? And then they act like, oh, we loved Martin Luther King. Oh my God, Martin Luther King. These are the same people that killed him. Now all of a sudden you loving him because he's not bringing attention to your injustice system. Okay. So let's finish talking about this. Let's finish.
The village did not comply. McMillan turned both his body.
Not to comply. That's a dangerous word. What do you mean? So you can't tase him? He's running away. You know where he lives. We're going to get him later because we're going to go to his house and we're going to get him later. Why did he have to die? Or did he have to die? Why did he have to die? Why did he have to die? Black people do need to be a protected class, like the Asians and homosexuals, yes. But to do that, America would be admitting they are racist. Yes, but you have to understand they will not, because Black people is not a culture. We have to first change our identity. We have to first, either we're going to be Indians or we're going to be Moors or we're going to be something. We have to have our own flag. And you have to understand, NFAC man talked about this. Jay, he talked about this. This was the Black, if you guys have forgotten about the NFAC, he was the head of NFAC, right, Jay? He was the head. And he said that it was, we were supposed to change our nationality, come up with your own flag for you to become who we need to be. Because in America, we're still not considered human. Okay, remember that. You got a whole lot. In America, Black people are already considered dead. So just killing a dead person, it makes no difference. We're already dead to them. You have to understand the connotation and the bigger picture of Black people in America and what it really stands for. And if we're not thinking about changing our inheritance, changing our names into either Moors or becoming, either we're going to be Indians or we're going to be Hebrews or what we have to become something besides Black Americans. We're not Black Americans. We were born here, but this is not where we originated from. Okay. We have to go back to the basics. We have to go back to where it all started. Okay. But that's a story for another day. But we're going to keep listening. I'm going to try not to interrupt.
Weapon towards the officer.
Okay. Now he said he pointed a weapon. So you see how he said that he looked up to see your response. So now I want to paint this baby as a killer. I want to paint him as dangerous. I want to make an excuse that why it's okay that he died. I want you to feel that he should have been shot. He should have died because he didn't comply, right? And he's putting it all out there and it's sounding good. But look at him. These are enemies. So you're going to believe an enemy who don't kill their own when their own kill 10 Black people in a church, or their own don't kill 10 people in a grocery store. So they do no harm to their own, but they want you to believe that you have a right. We have a right to kill you. You deserve to die. If we have to come out there, you deserve to die. But guess what? This is why you defunding them. You give the money to, you split it up because you have two different unions in the police department anyway. Why is it if we're together, why is it that we have a Black union and a white union in the police department? Tell me why. So if we're together, you have police officers Black. Even Bakari mentioned how they beat one of their own. They beat him. Okay. That has happened several times on the police force. And he ended up bringing charges against them. And now he's suing them. And he can't even work as a police officer anymore. What about the one sergeant or the detective that they disrespected? They pulled him over. He was Black. They pulled him over. And he said, hey, I'm a detective on your force. They worked together. They act like they didn't even know him. They didn't care. They still cited him, harassed him. It didn't matter. And they, did all kinds of stuff. But this is showing you the racism even in the police department. Okay, I remember 2 years ago, I went out for the police department. I did. I was to be a state trooper. That was in my heydays. And I went and took the test, and I was getting ready to be sheriff's department. And I took the test, and I'm gonna tell you what, I had a horrible. That was trauma because I went through hell in the academy. I'm telling you, I went through horrible hell in the police department. And I sometimes share that story, but it was so horrible. But I mean, first it was me and a Mexican girl and a white girl, right? And me and the Mexican girl got put out. And then the white girl, she's, still doing it today. But it was the worst time of my life. And it was very traumatic dealing with them. And it's horrible in the academy when you're Black, unless you're a bootlick, unless you're a coon. And they knew from what was coming out of my mouth, because I never hid who I was. I never hid how I felt about them. I never hid it, even in the academy. I was talking noise. And they was just determined this won't be one of them that's going to pass. Okay. So they said I couldn't shoot, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm a great shoot. Okay. Because me and my husband go to the academy. We go to the gun range all the time, and I can shoot better than him. So I know that somebody tampered with my gun. I can't prove it, but I know, because the way I shoot now, I was shooting in too. So, but that's a story for another day. But I understand we're dealing with enemies and we don't even understand the enemies, and we still give them the benefit of the doubt that everything that come out of their racist mouths is truth. But keep listening. Keep listening.
The officer fired at McMillan. McMillan was struck by the bullet and fell. The same officer then turned his attention back to the vehicle. He observed one of the vehicle occupants outside the vehicle and another one exiting. The officer ordered the suspect to the ground, and he complied and laid on the ground.
So why do they keep mentioning he complied? Because they want you to say, well, because he didn't comply and he was running, we shot him. We had a right to shoot him. You didn't have a right to shoot that boy. You didn't have a right. Did you shoot Peyton? Did you shoot Kyle? Did you shoot Dylan Roof? And did you shoot the dude that shot up the school? Did you shoot the one that had the in the Chicago park? He shot up the park, the parade. Remember? Did they shoot him? No. So why is it that they want to convince us that every time they come encounter with us that we deserve to die? No, this is what we're leaving to our children. How are we going to fix this, family? I need to understand, how are we going to fix this? If we don't make some noise now, this is the same type of garbage, and we know that they've been infiltrated. What are we going to do about knowing that the police department has been infiltrated, and then they do stuff like this, and we act like we didn't forget. We act like we don't know that they've been infiltrated. So guess what? There was a KKK. That could have been one of them Proud Boys that shot our baby in the head, and it was a headshot that they shot him in the head. It was a headshot. Do you guys understand that? Why they couldn't shoot him in the leg if you want to shoot him at all? I'm just saying. Did they have to kill him? Question of the day. Let's finish listening. This just makes me so sick to my stomach that I get so emotional when I do these shows. But let's listen.
The suspect was later found to have a weapon in his waistband when he was taken into custody. The other individual still in the car was ordered to exit the vehicle and lay on the ground. He also complied and was taken into custody. The suspect that fled north and was pursued by the first officer was tracked down by canines. He was located. He complied.
Do you see how he keep looking up and look at this man? I need to play that again. Hold on, baby. Hold on, family. Hold on. I want y'all to look at this devil's eyes. Look at him. Like he think telling you something. Look at him.
He was located.
Look.
He complied. He was taken into custody.
I'm so sick of these devils. My prayer is right now that every officer that has taken a Black life on purpose, not only will he suffer, but his children's children will suffer to the third and fourth generation. Because that's what the word says. And I'm going to be your preacher right now, Bakari. Because the word says that I visit the sins of the fathers to the third and fourth generation. And that man that killed that Black baby and did it on purpose, I don't care what you're saying. And now they're trying to make an excuse why it's okay. They may get away with it in front of us, but I'm going to tell you what. His children's children will suffer. The one that killed Michael Brown killed that boy on purpose. His wife was pregnant at the time. I am just dying to understand, how is his baby doing? I am decreeing that those curses will just follow them, their generations, their lineages. When they kill a Hebrew, Israelite, and I'm going to tell you what, if y'all don't know y'all the chosen one, this is why you're going through the hell you're going through, then I'm giving you a lesson, a history lesson today. Listen to him and watch his face. Watch him when he said, oh, and he complied. So now I'm watching the audience to see, are they buying what I'm saying? Hell no, we're not buying what your racist ass say. No, we're not buying it. Sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I just get stuck. I'm telling you, these shows get to me. Y'all just don't know it.
The firearm was found in close proximity to him. McMillan was transported to a local area hospital, suffering from a single gunshot wound, and was later airlifted to the United State Hospital. Mississippi law is now clear as of July 1st that the Attorney General's office now has jurisdiction in cases where officers use deadly force. The Gulfport Police Department is cooperating fully with the investigation. The Gulfport Police Department also conducts its own internal investigation.
How are you investigating yourself? Please explain that to me. Now, he's telling you that the police is going to investigate the police. The police is going to investigate the police. The police is going to investigate the police. Are we going to get a fair trial? Are they going to really be truthful? Because I know police officers to lie. And they lie all the time. And they lying here. Look at his eyes. Look at it. trying to make you believe that it was okay for this baby to die, but it's not okay. Because you die, you die by the sword, you live by the sword, you die by it. These devils here, when I see a police officer, the two got gunned down. They were highway patrolmen this weekend, right? Okay, you live by the sword, you die by it. Come on, let's talk. Go ahead.
Investigations and violations of its policy. I have turned over all evidence, radio traffic, 911 calls to our dispatch center, as well as all dashboard camera, body cam footage from this event. I've been assured by the Attorney General's office this will be a timely and thorough investigation.
Oh, okay, we supposed to believe you.
The evidence will be released,
Uh-huh.
as always, upon its conclusion.
Look at him looking again. Look at it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Did you understand that right there? Okay, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about that more. Let's talk about it more. I am so sick and tired of everything that comes out of their mouth. We just soak it up. I'm coming back over there where y'all is. We're gonna stop sharing this. I am so sick and tired of everything they say. We eat it up. And we act like, oh my, do we forget how we forgotten who we dealing with? Have we forgotten who we dealing with? These people gonna say whatever they want to say, and they're gonna make it fit their narrative. They're gonna make it fit their narrative. So did that baby deserve to die? I'm gonna show you a picture of him. I want you guys to see this baby. I want you guys to see this baby. He looked like a baby. He had a right to run. They didn't have a right to shoot him. I want you to see this baby. Look at him. This is the baby they shot. This is the baby they shot in Mississippi. I'd have been out of that state so long ago. You couldn't pay me to live in that state. Mississippi, in Alabama, Arkansas, South Carolina. You could not pay me to live. This is the baby that they shot. Now they want to tell you. Do you see the title? Look at that. Witnesses contradict cops after Mississippi police shooting Black teen in the head. Did you see where he shot that baby? Witnesses contradict cops after Mississippi police shot Black teen in the head. Why did they have to shoot this baby in the head? Tell me why. I don't understand. I don't get it. Why did they have to shoot him in the head? I got one more we're going to talk about. You remember Ma'Khia Bryant? Let's talk about her. This is what we're leaving to our babies. Do we understand that? Well, this is the mess we're leaving to our babies. He was 15. 15. Running for his life. So because you run, you die? But who did he murder? Who did he harm? Did he kill anybody? So why is he dead? That's my question. Why is he dead? Why is he dead? I don't understand. Why is he dead? No answers? It's okay. It's like I said, my prayer that they gonna get the same, their children will get the same punishment. Because anytime you do anything to us, have you guys noticed that it always comes back to them? When they put drugs in our neighborhood, Nixon and Reagan in the 70s, they put drugs in our neighborhood, took our men's jobs. Then they took them out the homes, offered the women EBTs because the men weren't working, couldn't find jobs. They did it on purpose. So this is what you're looking at with the Black community, what's done to us by them. So stop blaming yourselves for what they did. That's what bothers me. We forget how evil these damnable bastards are. We forget how evil they are. They're evil. They're evil. They're evil, and they will say whatever out of their mouth to make your children look bad, to have an excuse, to give you an excuse why I shot your child dead because he didn't freaking comply. Peyton didn't comply. They had to talk Peyton out, didn't they? Tamir Rice, what they do with him? Baby had a toy gun, shot him dead at 12. That's what boys do. They play with guns. They play with little plastic men. This is what they do, right? So why Why is Tamir Rice dead? Why? Let's talk about Ma'Khia. Let's talk about this baby here. Let's talk about her. Hold on, I got to come back over there because I just shared my screen. Hold on. You know I got to share my screen. I hope this one worked too. I'm putting a little thing in my ear so I can see if it's working, y'all. Hold on. Share my screen. Okay, let me see. Where is it? Oh, I think this is the one. Oh, Lord, I hate this. I'm hoping this is going to work, y'all. Let's pray, y'all. Okay, this is Ma'Khia Bryant case shines light on, this is what they're doing, adultification of Black girls. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I don't know why it's looking like this. Hold on here. Death of Ma'Khia Bryant. I don't know if we're going to be able to play it. It's not looking like I'm going to be able to play it. No. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I'll just read it. Ma'Khia Bryant was the 16-year-old, the 16 when she was shot and killed by police outside her foster home in Columbus, Ohio. Since her death, the Bryant family lawyer, Michelle Martin, said she has had to combat negative portrayals of the teenager who has been described by her family as sweet and loving. Okay. We are sweet and loving. We love everybody. Okay. Everyone wants to see her as an aggressor before we can even see her as a child. This is what's going on. They're not seeing our babies as children. They're seeing them as adults, as nothings, as people that they don't care, they don't give a one crap about. This is what's going on. And these are officers that we're allowing to remain on the force to kill another. Okay, these are officers that we are allowing to keep coming into our neighborhoods. This is why Ram in the Bush is here, because I want to build that security team. Later, wanted to have that investigating team that we can actually be that outside contractor that can look in on cases like this, and we can help them with their investigation, and we can come up with the truth. That's why Ram in the Bush is here, because it's things that we want to bring into focus later. Okay, no, I can't do it today. I got to get the security team ready. And these are officers that can later patrol our Black neighborhoods. We don't need people that don't like us or people that hate you to be in your neighborhood patrolling anything, because it's never going to be fair. And they have a whole system set up against us to say that if you do this, this is what's going to happen, right? We already know that. This is what they do. It'll never change, right? Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's go ahead and continue reading. Okay. They saw her. Hold on. She said she wished people would give Ma'Khia the benefit of the doubt about what she says were her attempts to defend herself in the moments leading up to her death. They're looking at our Black youth as if they are 3 or 4 years older, and that could go, older, and that could go from being a child to you're a dangerous adult. Not a child who was in a situation asking and calling for help as her family claimed she was doing. Now, Ma'Khia, it was, if you don't know the story, you had, it was all about housework that wasn't being done. And you know, young kids do that. They don't come in and they don't clean all the time. We know that. And the two, one girl that was there called her 2 adult sisters, because Ma'Khia and her sisters was in this foster home. Okay, this was a foster home they were living in. For whatever reason, they weren't living with their mom or dad. Okay, so the daughter, the sister, not her sister, but the daughter of the person that owned the foster home, she called 2 of the adult children that used to live in the home over because of some stuff that wasn't being done. Okay, so they come over and now they trying to make Ma'Khia do whatever needs to be done. And the one girl grabbed a butter knife, right? So Ma'Khia was like, hold on, you grabbing the knife on me? So she in turn did the same thing. Okay, so it ended up being outside, but Ma'Khia's sister called the police because she was actually trying to call help, get help for her sister. Okay, let's finish reading. In the wake of the shooting, Columbus Mayor William, whoever he is, received backlash for calling the teenager a young woman in a tweet. This is what we're saying. We don't ever get to call our babies babies. They will never call our babies babies, okay? Instead of a child or a teen, he later corrected himself. But guess what? After he already sent that tweet out, right? So they saw her because they respected him as this adult woman, as this young woman, right? But she was a baby. She was 16. That's still somebody's baby, right? Okay, he later corrected himself in a press conference. It doesn't matter. He had already, it was already out there. Advocates have argued that the adultification of Black girls and Black boys, because they do both our Black children, period, being seen as less innocent and more aggressive than their peers. Now, hold on. You can't, honey, I can show you some. Hold on. With that one being said, I'm going to show you something. And let me help you out here. I'm going to show you a picture of two little, now they called them what they were. Okay. This happened in, hold on. This is something that happened. And I'm going to show you some pictures of two white kids, right? That they had a shootout with police. Did you hear me what I said? These two white thugs had a shootout with police and they were considered babies. Okay. They lived. One was shot. The female was shot, but the boy, and these were 12-year-olds who literally had a shootout with police. I'm going to show you. I hope I can find it on my phone. Lord, I tell you. They had a shootout with police. And you can hear the police said, don't hurt them. Don't shoot. Yeah, you can hear the police saying, don't hurt them. Don't shoot them. Okay. And guess what? They lived. They didn't. And they had a whole shootout with police. Let me show you. But guess what? If these were Black children, they would have been dead today. Right? Yeah, they would have been dead. Boy, I tell you, we just don't never get no nothing, do we? We can't never get no justice. I'm so sick of this now. Let me show you. These two right here. I'm going to show you these little damn little bastards, little devils. These right here. Okay. That was 12-year-olds, okay, who literally had a shootout with police. Okay. They had a shootout. She got shot in the leg, but this was after they was literally shooting at police. Okay. Did y'all see? I hope y'all see these little, okay, bastard babies. And they're both 12. They went in a foster home, right? They was in a foster home. And they escaped from the foster home twice. And they decided to go to somebody's house that one of them knew. Now, they didn't never say this, but it was somebody, because she knew exactly where the gun case was. Now, if you don't know these people, you ain't never been there, you're not going to know where they keep the guns, right? Okay, help me out. We're not dumb now. They think we're stupid. But they never said that they knew them. But my thing, you had to, if you went to their house, they weren't there, and you went and got their guns out the gun case, and you knew where they kept the bullets. So somebody had to know somebody. Okay, we're not stupid. Okay, so they literally had a shootout with police, and now they're 12 years old. He was 12. I think she was like 13 or 14, but still, she was younger than Micaiah. She's still living. She got shot in the leg because you could hear them on the radio. Don't hurt them. Don't shoot them. They kept saying this. Don't hurt them. Don't shoot them. But these two thugs were literally shooting at police, trying to kill them. But they told them, don't hurt them. So she got shot in the leg and lived. He didn't get shot at all. I'm just saying. But they want you to believe that every time I come across your Black children, that they deserve to die. And I'm going to tell you why they deserve to die. Because they didn't comply. These little bastards didn't comply either. These little young thug, diabolical devils did not comply. They had a whole shootout and still lived. So when are we going to address this for real? When are we going to be honest about this for real and address what we're leaving our babies with? We are leaving this to our babies. But let's keep going. I'm almost done, y'all. I'm almost done. Okay. So they are thinking that our children are dangerous adults and not children. Who was in the situation asking and calling for help, as her family claimed she was doing, right? In the wake of the shooting, Columbus Mayor Andrew received backlash for calling the teenage girl a young woman in a tweet, instead of a child or teen. He later corrected that. Where am I at? Yeah, I know I just read that. Where am I at? Advocates have argued that the adultification of Black girls being seen as less innocent and more aggressive than their peers has played a role in how Ma'Khia has been portrayed and perceived since the incident. Let me just tell you one thing. I remember seeing this. I remember this case real good. And I remember reading the comments, and you had Black people saying that this baby deserved what she got. Shame on you. If you are not smart enough right now, and 2/3 of Black folk gonna die, I'm telling you, 2/3 gonna die. It's not very many Black folk that's gonna live through what's coming on this earth, because we are so brainwashed that we will go against our own, and we will side with enemies. We will side with people that don't like you, and you'll go against your own, but side with them, and they gonna kill. They are going to be the death of you. They are going to be the death of you. But I heard and I saw in writing how Black folks were saying she deserved what she got. How is a baby? How is a person that's defending herself deserving death? What's going on with that? Okay, but let's keep on reading it. Okay, body cam footage released by police appears to show that officer encountered Ma'Khia lunging at a woman with a knife, a kitchen knife. Was it a butter knife? What kind of kitchen knife? They didn't say. They just want to make it sound bad, so they're gonna say, "Oh, she was lunging at the woman with a kitchen knife." What was wrong with you tasing her? That's what I need to know. What was wrong with you tasing her? Did you have to shoot her 4 or 5 times in the back? That's what he did. He got out the car, bam, 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 shot this baby 4 or 5 times, and nobody said a word, and it was okay. And you had all them adults out there. Nobody wants to jump in to break this up. Why would you call? Why do we? Tell me why? Why do we continuously call the police? We know that when they show up on the scene, they're not going to ask questions. They're going to shoot first, and then they're going to ask questions. Then they're going to justify what they just did. Tell me why do we keep calling them bastards? Why have we not created our own security team? Why have we not created our own? And I do believe that there is, Michi talks about this group all the time. And she called them the New Era or something, I think it is, the New Era. And they are out there supposed to be protecting Black people. And, so why aren't we really supporting them and using them as our backups instead of us calling police? Because we actually can, if we're really honest about this, I think they're out of Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. But if we're really honest about this, why aren't we producing our own security? Why do you keep using these murderers? Why are you calling them? I don't understand it. It's things that we can do, but we're not doing. But I don't understand why not. It's almost like we're waiting for somebody else to do it. I can't do everything. I cannot. Somebody can do something. Somebody can produce a security team nationwide that we will actually be using them to investigate the police. And these will be people that we can actually call to our different 918. We won't even down now when we call 811 or 711 or something for them to come out and patrol. We can actually hire our Black men that they're not hiring, and we can pay them to protect the schools, patrol the schools, and to patrol our neighborhoods. Because I know a lot of Black men that are not getting paid, they are not working, that would love to be paid a nice wage to patrol, to protect their own children, to patrol their neighborhoods and our schools. I know this. I'm just saying, this is what we can do. If we are in fact not hiring and our Black men are not getting jobs, and I call them, I'm a recruiter, I call them all the time, and they have great resumes and great experience. And I go, "Why aren't you working?" He goes, "I don't know." One guy I talked to Friday, I said, "Why aren't you working?" He goes, "I don't know. This dude had it together. I put him in for a job, and of course he didn't get it because you already know why. But that's a story for another day." Okay. But my thing is, why aren't we using our men to, let's pay them. Let's pay our men to do what needs to be done. As they're protectors, right? Let's put them to work, protecting the community, protecting the children, protecting our schools. Okay. Because as we see, our children would make a big difference if they are in the schools. Our children know how to act, because I did a story on that, how they were fathers on duties were going into the schools and making a difference, and they were cleaning up the schools, and those kids were acting, and that's what's missing. We talked about the elephants when they take the male elephants away, how the babies and the moms, the babies was running wild, running rampant. When you take that authority figure out of your home, you got a mess. Women, we cannot do a man's job. We can't do what our husbands or we can't do their jobs. We have to put our men back on the throne. We have to put them back in charge of their homes. And once we do that, Black family, the whole family will line up. The Black man will be in his place, the woman will be in her place, and the children will be in their place. Everybody will be in order. But until we put our Black men, and I'm looking at the camera because I want y'all to hear how this is serious, until we, ladies, stop trying to be men, stop trying to be the kings, until we put our Black men back in charge, our families are going to stay jacked up, because our men are out of place. You're trying to take their place, and you will never be a woman king. That movie was disgusting because you guys don't even understand what they just sold into you. And they use these movies as subliminal messages. Y'all help me with that word. They use that message, that movie as a subliminal message to us that we as women can be in control. They didn't even want those women dating men. So what do you want? A bunch of lesbians? Come on, women. Come on, ladies. I don't want to be sucking up on no woman. I'm just saying. And I don't want her sucking up on me. I'm just saying, we all grown folk here. That's so dysfunctional. And we don't understand that. We don't understand it. We don't get that. What's wrong with us? They didn't want them women to date. Now that right there was a feminism thing right there. Okay, you have to understand. And then when the one woman dated, she had a half white, whatever. So you still want me to date white, the closest thing to a white man. I don't want that. That's trash. Why would I leave a 10 to go to a 0? And that's what our black men are doing, leaving gorgeous black 10s, okay, for trash. And you thinking you got something? Did you remember the Nigerian who thought he had something? The white thought that was on Instagram. She had an Instagram fan only page, and he thought he had something. Where's he at today? Okay, I'm just saying. But we all saw what he did to her. We all saw what she did to him, right? Alpha males, that's right. Welcome, guy. Welcome. Sex fine. Welcome, you guys. Like and share as you come in. But what I'm trying to help you to understand is time for us to start thinking different. And it's time for us, when they show us a slave movie, why we keep allowing them to entertain us and we spend money to watch the nonsense? Why? We know what they're about. We know that they use that movie to try to point your finger at black people. Well, you sold your own and da-da-da. Shut the hell up. Pay us reparations and cut the check, period. That's why you cutting all these Ukrainian checks. And y'all black folks, stop with the black on black crime. I hate when you say that. It's not just black on black crime. It's Asian on Asian. Ukraine and Russia, ain't that white on white crime? So stop with the black on black crime. Just change your mind frame. Please help me out here. I'm so sick of this black on black crime. You know, black people. Shut up. Relax. You got Russians killing Russians. You got Russian Ukraine killing each other. You got white on white crime every day and all day. But y'all don't say that. And you sit up there and say, well, they on code. They're not on code. They really not. Not the way you thinking. But you're on the outside looking in. You not really have anything to relate it to. You don't have anything to compare it to. So you look at them and go, oh my God, because they told you they're on code. But you looking at them, you see Russia and Ukraine is going at each other. Are they on code? So are they really on code? Okay. I'm just saying. When we sit up there talking about, oh, they got it together. Do they really have it together? Like you think? No, they don't have it together. They fight all the time against themselves, against each other. They just don't do it in front of you. But you're dumb enough to do it in front of them. And then they talk about you, and then you talk about you. Oh, Lord, please help me. Please, I'm going to have to go take a blood pressure pill. I'm just saying. I don't take it. I better stop saying it. Because I'm telling you, y'all, black folk, y'all just sweat. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I need to get away from, I'm serious. I just need to get away, y'all. That's all I'm going to say. No, they're not. Pro-black, they're not on code. They're not. But let me finish, and I'm almost done. So the body cam footage released by police appeared to show that officers encountered Ma'Khia lunging at a woman. Listen to this, with a kitchen knife. All you're gonna see is knife. Oh my God, she had a knife. She should have died. That's first thing black folks. This is what black folks said about this baby. She got what she deserved. Black folk the only one getting what they deserve, but you're not saying it about Peyton. You didn't say that about Dylan Roof. You didn't say that about come on. You didn't say that about the guy that shot up white folk in the parade. You're not saying this about these white boys that ended up living. You're not mad about that. You're not mad when you see these white boys living and your black babies are dying. Nobody's mad about that but me. Nobody's mad about that. When you trying to tell me that mine deserves to die, but yours, who just murdered 10 people, live, and you're okay with that black family? Nobody's mad yet? Are we not mad yet? I'm trying to make you guys mad. I'm trying to make you mad as hell. Our baby died, and I tried to find out a girl. I'm trying to find it. Lord, please let me find it on TikTok. I want y'all to hear this. I want you guys to hear this. I want you guys to hear this, and then I'm gonna be done. I'm almost done. I promise you. I keep saying it, don't I? But I want you guys to hear this. She said that and I tried to duet it on TikTok. I tried to go in and duet it. I wasn't able to duet it. But she was talking about something that happened with police the same day that this baby died. It was an incident with a white boy. Okay. I couldn't find it nowhere on the internet. I looked, trust me, I looked, and I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet where God, oh man, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. Oh my God. I am so tired of trying to look for stuff and can't find it because I tried to duet it and I couldn't do it. It wouldn't let me because of YouTube had made it, they cut the volume off, so I couldn't do it. They wouldn't let me do it. But I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to, I'll try it. But she said that this guy had an incident in Port Gibson, Mississippi, the same day that this young man died. He was a white boy and he was 26 and he had rammed into the police cars and he was, I think he killed one, but he still lived. Okay. I cannot think of his, I tried to find it. I could not find it, but they were saying that his name was, man, I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. It was saying at the same time that this baby had died, that he was in an incident with the police. And I wrote his name down, but I don't see it now. I'm telling you, I need me an assistant. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, man, y'all need an assistant. I need to hire me an assistant. Because my organization, I'm terrible at organization. But still, I just want to finish this up, you guys. And then I'm almost done. If I come across her video, I will play it for you. But I'm telling you, I tried to duet it. I couldn't duet it. But let's finish this one. And I'm almost done. Law enforcement experts. But guess what? 11 seconds after police arrived on the scene, she was dead. 11 seconds. 11 seconds. Was that long enough for him to actually investigate anything? Was that long enough for him to investigate anything? No, it wasn't long enough for her to do anything. It wasn't long enough for the police to be able to say what was happening. Law enforcement experts say the situation justified the use of deadly force. Did you hear that? Law enforcement experts. Who are the experts? Them? They're the experts, really? These racist devils are the experts. Okay, experts say that the situation justified the use of force, the use of deadly force. But her family and others wonder how much adultification was factored into her life prior to this incident, as well as her depiction afterwards. Okay, so we have to understand her sister, which was 15, has said that 2 former foster family members were threatening them during a confrontation at the house about the house cleanliness. Her family claimed Micaiah and Janiyah, that's her sister, were the ones who had called 911. The scene for help was opposed to being the aggressors. Listen to this. The account has not been verified by police. Of course, it's been 2 years and they still have not verified it. She was being a bigger sister, Janiyah said. She was trying to protect herself. Okay. Martin said that she hopes Micaiah is remembered as the bubbly girl seen in the TikTok videos she made, a smiling young girl dancing and singing along in music and doing her hair. Black girls are instantly seen as aggressive, and it's just not black girls, it's black boys too. And then that puts them in a position where they aren't even comfortable speaking about any injustice or unsafe positions in the home. Martin also said about Micaiah, life in foster care. They're not able to feel like they're safe and protected like they should be. Their vulnerabilities aren't really taken into consideration. Now, this is her. This is a shame. This baby, this is a shame. I'm serious. Adultification is a form of dehumanization in stripping Black girls of what it means to be a child. And Jamila Blake, the leader researcher in the Georgetown University study, on basis against on bias against young black girls should put black boys in there. I don't know why they keep leaving off the black boys, black children, period. The idea is that your youth protects you from some of the significant outcomes that you're not protected from an adult because you don't know better. Okay. Her research displays published under the Girlhood Interrupted, the erasure of black girls' childhood, concludes that the black girls are perceived as needing less nurturing, less protection, and less support than white girls. Why do they come up? Where do they come up with this craziness from? Our children are children too. But guess where it comes from? It comes from you leaving your children to go take care of them little damnable bastards. You'll leave your family. Back in the day, and we had to go leave our children uncovered for 8 or 12 hours. The oldest took care of the babies, remember? And we go and catch a bus all across town to take care of them little bastard babies, them little demon babies. As a result, they are subject to harsher responses by those exercising discretion, including the use of force, and as in the research was found, harsher penalties for black girls. Research. I'm not going to read all of this because we'll be here all day. I don't want to, but I think you guys understand what was history rooted in slavery and racism. I told you that. The reception of black girls are more dangerous than more adults. Black said. Isn't that crazy? Who comes up with this? The perception of black girls and black boys as being more dangerous than more adults. Didn't the FBI say that the most dangerous were white men? Didn't the FBI say that? Why are we ignoring now? The FBI, those traitors anyway. I don't fully trust what they say anyway. But I do believe when they told me that the white man is the most violent, and they get arrested lesser than black men, and black men go to jail more at a higher rate for nonviolent crimes than white men. Okay. I'm just saying, this is crazy. I'm just not going to read all of this. It takes too long. I'm just, I ain't going to do it. This is crazy. I don't want to bore you guys that much, but I want you guys to pull this up, and it's talking about, let's go into it. Ma'Khia Bryant case shines light on adultification of black girls. Y'all need to read that, because I'm telling you, just like, look at this missing teenager, missing Tyler believed dead. Mom only suspect. Yeah, who else gonna do it? I'm just so sick of this. I'm sick of what I'm seeing. I'm sick of us just leaving a mess to our babies. I'm getting ready to stop sharing right now because we got to do better, family. We are leaving a mess to our children. What is the bigger picture? What is all of this about? It's all about us building our own tables. The ones that want to build, let's build. The ones that don't want to build, okay, you don't have to. But you stand over there and stay out the way and keep your mouth shut. Candace Owens. And there's some other black folk that could be all our black politicians, the whole black caucus. They see stuff. You mean to tell me these people don't see what's going on and they don't make laws to protect us? Why? But it's not about them. It's about you. Why are you leaving these people in office that don't support you, that don't do anything for you? Why aren't we running for some of these offices? Why aren't we for Cassie? Why aren't you running for mayor? Cassie, why am I not running for mayor? Why don't we run for city council? Because if you're running for mayor, you got to have 3 people in that city council that's going to back you. My city had a black woman. When I first moved here, we had a black woman that's mayor. Her own sister turned her in for some crazy stuff that was going between them. And of course, they was waiting on that. And of course, they voted her out. But my thing is, she fought. And I talked to her when I first got here. Her and I talked. And she said, but I'm telling you what, it was a fight every day for her to be mayor of a city because they weren't used to black people being in charge, but they gave her hell every single day. And she was actually the one that told me, and I heard it again from Professor Truth, that said that if you're going to run for an office, especially mayor, you have like 2 or 3 city council members that can help you to move stuff along, because you as mayor, you can vote in reparations for your local city. You know that. And there are places like Asheboro, North Carolina, that is trying to get reparations for black people in that little city. There are things that we can do, but so my thing is, why aren't we doing it? We know what to do. Why aren't we doing it? We know that our schools need to be better. we need to take our babies out of their schools. I'm gonna show you one more thing where I saw where the Muslims they was upset because they were trying to bring LGBT and teach their children about the LGBT, and the Muslims actually got mad. They were like, no, they had a protest, and they was like, no, you're not teaching that to our babies. And they literally had a protest at the school and telling them that no, you're not doing this to our babies. You're not teaching our babies this garbage. And they didn't let them. They didn't let them. So why aren't we standing up? I told you about the school that I saw in Chicago, or they was telling me about. My Chicago friends were telling me that there's a whole school, and these are Jewish teachers, and all of them are LGBT, and they're teaching your Black children. So why, again, Black parents? I'm blaming you right now. I'm not blaming white folks. They're done. I'm done. I'm not blaming them for nothing. It's not about them right now, because we know and we recognize and we know what to do. But I'm blaming you, Black family, because we don't do anything about it. We just allow them to do whatever, whenever, and we don't say anything. Why? I'm trying to pull up something. And they was literally trying to teach their children about the LGBT, and they was like, nope, you're not doing it. It's sad, though, that we don't stand up for our children. We're getting ready to leave them a mess. We're getting ready to leave them a mess. Should be shame. We should be very ashamed of ourselves, because this is disgusting. What have we taught our children so far? How to be cowards, how to back down, how to let white folk run over you. Let them do whatever. Let's just pray for them. What's that doing for us? How has the prayers helped? I'm just saying. He said faith comes by doing. You have to do. Faith without works is dead. I'm just saying, you may say you have prayers, you have faith, but what are you doing? He's waiting for you. You're waiting for him. He's waiting for you. Why aren't we doing what we need to do to protect our children? I just showed you 2 children right here today. Micaiah, who's my other baby? Okay, I showed you the other baby, remember? We're not protecting ours, and I don't understand it. I don't know what it's going to take for us to protect ours. I don't know what we need to do. And we don't see anything wrong with it. Why? We don't see anything wrong with it. This is the baby. This is the other one. 15. And the police convinced you. And you have Black folks saying he deserved to die because he ran. That's how mine, I'm not going to say it. I promise you. This is how mental ill we are. We will come up with a reason why it was okay. Because he shouldn't have got out the car running, is what somebody said. But he was running for his life. Hey, Tan. He was running for his life. So what are we going to do about it? What do we ever do about it? Aren't we tired of not doing anything? Aren't we tired of seeing our babies die? And we're not changing their future. We're not giving them a future. We're not doing anything. We just say, oh my God, at least it wasn't mine. But it could have been. But what are you doing to stop it so it won't be yours in the future? What are we doing? Because I'm sure his mom didn't think it would be him, but it happened to him. But if she had put things in place, would it have not happened? Maybe, maybe not. I think that our chances are better when we're doing for self. We protect self at any cost. And we make sure that our families, our homes are taken care of. And that's not what we're doing. We're making excuses. And we're sitting here being toxic, blaming each other for stupid stuff. We're blaming each other for stupid stuff that just don't matter. Let's talk about matters. Let's talk about issues that matter. Let's come up with conclusions and put things in place. I don't even think we know how to put stuff in place. We talk, we blame, we point fingers. We do these YouTubes, but nothing happens. Why waste our time if we're not going to do anything about it? I'm tired of talking. I put my thing to come on for yesterday at 1. I didn't even know. I thought it was today at 1. I looked and I'm for yesterday at 1. I'm like, 1 o'clock is YouTube. But hold on, maybe I may change it to Saturday. I don't know. But I'm just saying, we have to start coming with conclusions. It's not just about us coming here talking, it's about action. We need to put things in action. Roaming the bush is here. Give me a year. Give me some kids. Give me a year. Give me people that want to build. Black folk that want to build, preferably. But if I got to work with them, I will. Just until I get my program where I need it to be. And then I'm going to use the people that's been trained. I'm going to use them as my trainers. I still need a doula. I still talk to one lady on Facebook. I can't even get her to write me back. I've wrote her Black lady. This is what I'm saying. This is how disgusting it is. It's so mind-boggling. It's so disgusting when your own don't want to help their own babies. I had a guy that was in the parole. He was over the babies, juvenile area. He was, they go to him for his, once they get in trouble. He didn't want to be a mentor. This is your gift, right? Or are you in the wrong field? Maybe it wasn't his gift because I asked him, hey, I need you as a mentor. He's like, oh no. Why? This is what you do. Oh, you're doing it just for money. Okay, then you're in the wrong field. This is why you're so unhappy. This is why you don't want to help. Let's start getting into the field. That's our gifts. Let's start doing our gifts. Let's do our gifts. We're not walking in our gifts. We walk in just trying to make money. And then we're so unhappy that we just die on being unhappy. We here work a job for 25 years. I've heard of people working a job for 25 years. You die, you're unhappy, you die, and that's it. So you've wasted your time. You didn't even do what your purpose. You didn't even get into your purpose. You don't even know what your purpose was. So you were here doing nothing, absolutely nothing, but being miserable. And you do anything to change anything. And this is what Black people are doing. We are doing nothing to change our situations. And we're sitting here and we're looking at everybody else. What you going to do? What you going to do? What you going to do? Well, what are you going to do? I'm doing mine. What are you doing? Are you doing yours? Or are you just running your mouth? Enough of us running our mouth. And it's time to do. Put things in place. Start doing something. These police officers, we need to rise up globally. Because this baby got shot and he had no reason to die. He was running for his life. Yes, he was running. I'd run too. This is why we have to start teaching our children. Stop hanging birds and feathers flock together. Stop hanging with folk. You know they're doing something wrong. Look, you're going to have to learn how to say no. We have to start teaching our children how to say no. We say no to each other all the time, but say no to them. Say no when it's time for you to get in the car and you talking about we going to go joyriding, but everybody got guns. Ain't nobody got no permit. Come on, you guys. Let's do better. We can't pass this. This is chaos. How do we feel okay with passing down chaos to our children? How do we feel okay passing down chaos to our children? How are we okay with that? I'm getting ready to go. I'm done. There's nothing else to say. If we ain't got it within an hour, I don't like doing long shows. You know that, because if we don't have it by now, we're not going to get it. I'm going to put the link in here if anybody want to come on here and say something. I did. I had it in there the beginning of the show. But before I go, if anybody wants to say something, feel free. I had it in the beginning of the show, but But if anybody wants to come on here and have something to say, feel free. But we have to stop. We have to put plans in place that's going to be the future for our generations, future for our children. We have to start putting blessings in place for our children. We're passing down generational curses. Don't we know that? Aren't we upset about that? We're not mad about that? I didn't bring my charger for my computer. Okay, Forecast, I'm bringing you on. Let's go. I'm adding you to the stream. Okay.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Not much. No, I just came on to agree with what you're saying, because I've been saying that since I came on. I don't know how. Like, if you look at my first videos, before I went live, I'm like, yo, how are we not mad enough to do the things that we have to do? Like, I really don't understand. Like if somebody, it takes somebody getting killed in your family, you know what I'm saying? But even then, you're still not mad enough because apparently slavery wasn't enough. You know, people being lynched wasn't enough. Emmett Till wasn't enough. And like the press conference, if you go back and look at Emmett Till mom, it's the same press conference that you know, that young brother in the park, Tamir Rice mom, the same press conference. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing. How many years ago was that? I'm gonna get my charger, but keep talking. I'm hearing you. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know. And even then, though, I would say that was a level of comfort that they didn't have that today that we have. So that's the part that kind of worries me, is like we are so comfortable. And that's the name of the game, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't freedom, it wasn't equality, but it's still just a little bit of discomfort because they know that you are not, they cannot give you the ability to be comfortable, but enough for you to not want to fight back, you know. But then when you see it not controlling your own things, you know what I'm saying? Like at some point, because I don't care if it's Kanye West who wear White Lives Matter, he was just complaining about racism in the fashion industry. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how he doesn't understand, like, yo, I have to do something to control my own thing, so I'm not controlled by somebody who's racist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but we have to get the approval. So
we have to. So how do we start this? How do we get this thing going? I don't even know. It's so, the problem is so huge, and we've allowed it to roll into this big old ball that's out of control, and we're not even concerned. We don't even show concern. We don't even look concerned. We don't even act like we're concerned. We still pointing fingers. Black man and black woman still pointing fingers at each other. You. You, what? It's us. We in this together. And we so busy thinking white folk, white women, white men got our backs. They don't like you. You see how the boy was beat down by the girl? She tied him up. That dummy didn't have enough sense because she was going down on him. He thought he had it made. And she said, oh, let me tie you up. Okay. What? Do you understand what she was asking you, dummy? She wanted to make you feel that you gave up your control, okay, your manhood to a woman. And then she did all of this to you. You sitting up there, got you taped up. I'm sorry. I just can't make sense out of it. And we think they're safe. How? We see their history. What is it going to take for us to know that we're dealing with Satan's children? These people are not right. I don't care if they didn't sit up there and call you a nigga in your face. They're showing you every day that they don't like you, and you still aren't waking up. We still aren't getting it yet. We still put this man, Biden, in office, who did the worst thing he could to black families. He divided black families and then blamed black people for what the laws that he wrote. Make it make sense. But this is what white folk do. They make excuses why it's okay. He made a whole excuse of why it wasn't my fault. The black people agreed. The black people, the black blame the black caucus, blame the black pastors, blame black folk, period. And never apologized, nor did he correct it. And then now he wants to tell you, oh, we're getting ready to do the marijuana, but he's doing it federally, but it's more state level. It's not going to even affect the state levels, where it's really a lot of black people in that state level. He's not even touching the state level. He's asking the states, the individual states, hey, would you support this bill? Support this executive order that is another nothing burger because it's midterms, black family, and we have not enough sense to understand what he's doing. So it's still people that say, I would still vote for Biden. I would still put him in office. You're an idiot. Those people don't even need to count because they're still idiots. This man did the worst harm. All he got to do is dangle you a damn carrot and you back in line again. Yes, sir, master. What else can we do, master? What else? How else can we give you our children and let you this? Come on, you guys. We have lost our mind. We have lost our ever-loving mind. And I don't know what it's going to take for us to get it back. Help me out, Forecast. Help me out.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. And you know what the interesting thing is, you know, even with the jail thing is on a like you said, on the state level, and private corporations are state level corporations, you know, private prisons for profit. And it's interesting that corporations actually have sued for under personhood way more than black people in American history. So technically, 14th Amendment made a corporation a person and not you. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
right.
then the Zach turned around and Biden said Obama was the first clean Negro he's ever seen in his whole life. You know what I'm saying? Now, back in the day, he was against, segregation or integration. And I guess that would have been a good thing or whatever, but we wasn't thinking on the right mindset. But it was because he thought your children weren't good enough to go to school with his crackhead son. You know what I'm saying?
Crackhead son.
And your children ain't good enough to go to school with them, though. And then, like I said, like you was just saying, like you turn around and say, oh, well, Biden is the lesser of two evils. And I really don't even know about that, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And the dude, falling off on a bike, you know what I'm saying? He can't even ride down the street without falling off a bike, but like everything that he's done has been evil. But at the same time, like you can't turn around and be like Trump, because if you look back, Trump was also saying, well, the crime wasn't harsh enough, you know what I'm saying? And Biden was agreeing with that, so it's like when you like you were saying, in the state and local level, you talking about representation. When people say they died for the right to, no, they died because they got killed. Number one, they people killed them when they was trying to do their thing. But number two, it was for representation, not just to vote between the lesser of two evils. But yeah, well, I'll pass the mic though.
Go ahead, Bahari. Welcome.
Thank you for welcoming me back. Thank you for welcoming me back. What's up, Forecast? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
What up, all right?
Yeah, you know what? When people say they died for the right to vote, I'm like, Forecast, they did not die for the right to vote. They was murdered trying to vote. People just murdered them. But today, right? It's just things that, this is my thing. Like if voting is important to our people, right? We need to be educated on how to vote so we can just stop jumping from party to party. So now you got black people promoting, let's go be Republicans. Donald Trump wasn't even racist. You found a lot of people promoting that, and Donald Trump himself said during the debate, he didn't say he wasn't racist. He said he was the least racist. So what we're doing, we're still jumping on, hoping that we can get a type of white acceptance, right? So for me, when people ask me my political party is black, and they say there's no such thing as a black political party. So I say, me African. There's no such thing. I say, well, yes it is. I'm African. I vote for what's gonna benefit me and my people. I don't care what, if I'm gonna vote, and I mainly stick to local level voting, right? So when they put all this stuff in our way, you hear people talking about how they say you can't get water while you're waiting in line and all that to vote, right? Remember that, right? So what I did was I said, well, this is what we do. See, because I'm going to stop complaining about everything white folks do. White folks do what they going to do. So we need to do something about it instead of just complaining about it. So I said, you know what? How about for the people that vote, and voting is important to them, if people could afford to take off work in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, how about let's take off work? Let's have a water cooler. Let's give our people water. Tell them they can bring a sandwich, or we can have them a sandwich, right? So that way, you already have what you want. Well, you got to be this many feet away from the pole. Okay, so you that many feet away from the pole, you got water, you're not sitting out there thirsty, you got you a sandwich, and you have you a ride, right? So instead of us always complaining, we got to show them we can't always see. And the problem with me is it's a lot of black men, and we do it. Now, all black people do it. And the reason I'm focusing on the men, right? And this ain't giving nobody a pass, but our men, we have to learn to stand brick strong, right? We got to learn to stand like the brick building, like the Three Little Pigs. One built a house of straw, and the one built a house or whatever. The wind blew it down. But the brick house is stood still in the storm. So the men, we got to stand still. We got to be strong enough not to always constantly publicly talk about how other people is treating us. Whatever we talk about in private is our private business. But publicly, goddamn, eventually, we're going to have to stand up and show, we're going to have to stand up and allow them to see, don't care what you do to us, you can't break us. I'm not going to constantly complain talking about, oh, well, the white supremacists did this. I'm not going to even call them that, because we speak power to them. Speak weakness to us. Oh, the dominant society. I'm not going to call them that either. They just white folk. Why do they have to get these special names that make them so strong? They have these special names that make them strong. So eventually, the black African is going to have to stand up to the white European. And trust me, all these other people, they're with the white Europeans. But eventually, we're going to have to stand up to that. They ain't no white supremacists. They just white folk. That's what they are, white folk. They ain't no dominant society. They're just white people who came over here. They took this, it's theirs, and they created a system for them to live in. But I can't speak power into people that I'm trying to fight. I can't give them that power, because the more power I speak into them, the weakness I will see in myself. So I don't speak no power into them. How about black supremacy? How about us being the dominant society? How about, you understand, let's start speaking power into us. And that's the point that we're going to have to get to. We're going to have to, there's a whole lot of things that I couldn't talk about when Cassandra was talking. And she was like, are we going to be Moors? Are we going to be Hebrews? Are we going to be this? We need a flag. I put it in the chat, so I'm going to say it again. We had a flag. Our ancestors gave us a flag of red, black, and green. Our ancestors even gave us a name because they knew where we came from. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Now, I'm not telling nobody that they shouldn't go be that if that's what they want to be. But why is it we have to get away from everything that our ancestors did to try to figure out something else? Anything that white people say stand the test of time. That's why black people still call themselves the N-word, because white people told them that's what they were. And that stand the test of time. But being an African is something that our ancestors said African American went all the way back to 1782. Let's not call ourselves that no more. It's a time stamp on what we do. But we give them so much power, whatever they say. Whatever they say and do, it lasts forever. So what my ancestors say and do lasts forever. My flag is the red, black, and green flag. I'm African who's in America, because that's what my ancestors said we were. If what they say can stand the test of time, I'm not putting a time stamp on what my people say we are, on what my people say we can do. The wheel don't need to be reinvented. All we need is a change of mind. And guess what? And I'm going to live to see it, because it don't take that long. It don't take 50 years, 100 years. It don't take that long. People think it does. It don't take that long to start seeing change. But we have to want to change us and not want to change other people. Now I'm going to say this, then I'm going to pass the mic. Now, because earlier you was talking about when you said the LGBT guy, when he went at Raphael Warnock. It sounded good and it looked good. So then you go back when he was running against Clyburn. You find black people bragging how they went out and bum rushed a Clyburn rally. There's more white politicians than black politicians. Why ain't none of these black folks who want to go bum rush rallies, why ain't they went and bum rush none of the white rallies? Why they ain't went and bum rush none of them Hispanic rallies? Seem like they only got smoke for black folk. And that's gonna have to change. That cowardice we have when it comes to other people is gonna have to change. Because that white woman called the LGBT guy, called him an idiot out there at the Warnock rally. So just imagine what would happen if he went to a white person rally screaming, "You ain't speaking of reparations for the black Americans." What do you think would happen if he go around? So that cowardice that black men show is gonna have to stop. So for me, I can't stand with them when they go to the black rally, but scared to go to that white rally, scared to go to that Latino rally, but they only want to fight a black man. Then you got a sissy out there, Saucy Marcel. He's the one out there. What about the reparations for the black Americans? I yield the mic.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you, Burkhard. Okay, Lord have mercy. See, this is what it is, though. You have to. We are so brainwashed, and we're gonna talk about this mental illness until we blue in the face. Mentally ill. This is what we deal with every day. Every day we wake up, we're dealing with mental illness in this country. You see, this is what happens when you allow them to educate your children. Aren't we tired of that? Are we tired yet? If we will put our children into these black schools, we have a black school, Zayx Institute. I'm gonna keep saying it. Zayx Institute. When we put it in the chat, I'll put it in the chat. Zayx Institute. Why aren't we supporting this brother? Q Butter. Why aren't we supporting him? That's a start. We won't. We'll sit up there and leave our children in their schools and complain about them. It's not even on them anymore. We have to take this blame. We have to take the blame because there are things that we can do, but we have chosen not to. There are things that we can say, put in place, but we chose not to. Why? Why? We'll get, like you said, we'll give each other heat. That's smoke, but we won't give them smoke. Biden sat up there and told you, I don't believe in reparations, but you was believing in reparations, but you still voted for him. The lesser of two evils. What? How is evil the lesser of two? Both of them were evil. How do we come to the conclusion? Because white folk told you the lesser of two evils. Then the media told you, oh, Trump is more racist than Biden. When we were saying we have dealt with Biden since forever, but they convinced you that he was good for you. How? When he already told you, I don't even want my kids going to school. Even if my son is a crackhead, I don't want him going to school with you. But we still, one lady I knew said, well, that was 20 years ago. I said, well, what has he done to correct his behavior? Absolutely nothing. So why are you giving him a vote again? This is stuff that we could be looking at, but blue no matter who. Really? Does that even make sense to us? Does that make sense to anybody? There's things that we can put in place, but we refuse to do it. So now this mess that we're leaving to our children, this is your fault, Black people. We're leaving a mess to our children, to our grandchildren, to our generations. And we don't even seem to be bothered by it. They can kill your child and then blame your child for his own death. And that's exactly what the police officer did. He died because he didn't comply. Well, damn, Peyton didn't either, but he still lived and had a gun in hand when police got there. Had a gun in hand and killed 10 people, and he still lived. Nobody sees anything wrong with this. Nobody is ready to rise up and say, look, you shoot another one, I'm coming. You kill another one of my Black babies, I'm coming. Nobody is mad about this. Nobody's ready to say that globally. Globally. Everybody should have rose up. We should have rose when Tamir Rice got shot as a baby, a 12-year-old baby playing with a gun. Police got out there, bam, 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 and asked no questions. Really? Seriously? But if there was a white child, would he have done that? No, and we know it. Because I just showed you it was 12-year-olds who shot at police and got away with it. And nobody said nothing. They said, don't shoot him, don't shoot him, don't hurt him, don't harm him. That's what they said on the radio. You can hear this while these babies are out there shooting. Shooting at police, having a real shootout. The police barely shot back. And when they did, they were saying, don't hurt him. But if that had been your Black child, she'd have been shot dead, smack in the head. Just like they just did our baby. And then they would have blamed him. Oh, well, we saw he had a gun. I don't even believe nothing. That whole press conference was a lie. We'll believe some of them like them crackers tell us in a minute. Know how they lied. Know they've been infiltrated. But the one standing in your face, and he was looking up. Every time he would say, he's looking up to see the crowd. Seeing their reaction, didn't he? He lied, and then he looked up to see the reaction. Let me see the reaction. Let me test the tone of let me test the tone. But it was okay. Why was it okay? Why are we okay? We're listening to people that hate you tell you about. We shot him because he was running away from police, but we felt he was a danger. How was he a danger? And he was running away from you. How was that dangerous? But we so brain dead, we don't say nothing. Well, he had a gun in his hand. So what? I don't care if he had a damn grenade. I keep telling you that. I don't care. Peyton, Kyle Rittenhouse, Dylan Roof. Though they had guns in hand and murdered people and still lived. We're not upset about that, right? I don't understand. I don't know what else to say. I'm finna go. I'm done. I'm reading a better medicine. Hey, are we putting in the chat the different podcasts? Forecast. You can put that in the chat for me if you can.
Well, you got to make one of us a mod to put links in the chat, or you got to do it.
Oh Lord,
I can do.
Lord, you know I'm not. I don't know how to do that. We're gonna talk later, so you can show me how.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
Bitter Medicine,
you know how to
go
make
ahead.
you know how to make people a moderator.
Who me? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, do you know how to make? It's not hard. What you do is while you're on right now, what you do is go to your channel on your phone, right?
Uh-huh.
And the person who you want to make a moderator, you touch their name, and then it's gonna come up, remove, make moderator, and all that, and click
Oh,
moderate, and they become moderator.
Lord, this is crazy. I never knew that. Ain't that something? I told you this is not my gift. This is not my gift. I'm gonna turn it down so y'all
Hey,
won't.
you know it ain't hard. You know it ain't hard. I know how to do it. Maurice showed me over the phone. Maurice told me how to do it.
Yeah, and could I say something real quick though, consider to what you were saying? Because because I expect them to kind of have that behavior, and that's why it's important to for us to develop the behavior that you're talking about protecting ourselves and putting a bias towards ourselves, whatever you want to call it, where we may do whatever to their children, but not to ours, you know what I'm saying? If that's what we want to do. But the unfortunate part, like you said, I see people talking bad about that sister. I remember LeBron James had to apologize because he said something about that young sister back then, and the crazy part, the dude who shot up the people at the supermarket, I see some of the family members talking about, oh well, he's just a young kid, and we shouldn't get the death penalty or nothing like that because he didn't know any better type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But just with the being mad about our children with the school to prison pipeline thing, and with in jails, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still the 3/5 compromise. Like they can send prisoners from like Florida to Ohio, which affects the population, even though prisoners can't vote. So now Florida has more electoral votes than whatever, and that's going by their system, and they use this. And then we also sending our children to be taught by, the most dangerous species that ever existed, in my opinion, white bitches. I'm sorry to call them that on here, but white girls, and we sending our kids to be taught by them, and like they aren't going to be able to develop the right mindset to get to where they need to be, with your enemies teaching them, you know what I'm saying? And like with Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, like the speech that he gave when he was like, I just look at it from my view, when he was like, I don't want them near my mom, you know what I'm saying? My son ain't a drug addict, but I'm taking it from my angle. I don't want them near my mom. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them near my kids. I don't care why they are the way that they are. You know what I'm saying? Rehabilitation is just not an option right now. You know what I'm saying? We just have to get them away from my children, my wife, and my family. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And you voted for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and he knew that. He said that. He told you that, and we still voted for him. Go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting. I have a big mouth. Go ahead.
No, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, because we voted for him, but my sister Matron said, we will put aside our differences. I ain't gonna ask my coworkers what you believe in, what's your ideology. You are Israelite, you are Pan-African, or you are ADOS. We're gonna go to work and do this other white boy's business. You know what I'm saying? And shut up and get off work, and then go argue on the internet with each other, when it's more important for us to build our own society, or else we're gonna keep having dirty water. But yeah, that's it. You mute.
I'm just be talking and I'll be going on, but I'm telling you, we have to do something. We have to have a plan, plain and simple. They're gonna be who they are. They're gonna do what they need to do, and we should be doing what we need to do. I told you about that Muslim group. They were trying to introduce their children to LGBT. It was like, oh, them men came, honey. All of their men came out and said, "You're not teaching my child that," and they was almost about to fight up in there. They don't be playing. But black folk, you'll see them doing stuff to your child. I don't want to, I just don't want to, be a problem. I don't want to, no problems. I don't want to hassle, but I don't want to seem like I'm racist. But, I'm sick of you. I'm sick to death. I'm tired of people acting crazy. Seriously. Matron, welcome. You got something to say? Go ahead. Let us have it. Go ahead.
Greetings. One of the things that we don't do is we don't have serious meetings. These people get together and they read and talk about books. They have committees because they base their government on that system. So it's a committee to think about every issue. It's a conversation that they're having to push their agenda and continue domination forward day in and day out. And before they were paid to do those things, they did them for free. Our problem is that we think everything needs to be a paid and compensated job. And when it comes to your liberation, nobody is going to pay you to free your doggone self. They are not going to pay you to think for your doggone self. But what they will do is try to keep you so busy, and it's your responsibility to say, I'm not going to give my whole life over to some entity that is only set up and established to destroy me. You can have this many hours because this is what it takes for me to live, but I'm going to take the rest of my time and I'm going to focus on solving the problems of my community with people that think like I do. And we refuse to do that. Because, oh, everybody has read The Miseducation of the Negro, but did you understand it? Oh, everybody has read the Bible. Well, the Bible is one of those books that's got polysemous words, which means the words that have multiple meanings upon meanings. So did you understand it? Because if you did, you might move a little bit different. And I'm tired of us sitting here saying that we want to blame them for everything and what they did to, and when we're not taking responsibility and accountability ourselves for what we need to do, we would rather chase the bag, have high money consciousness, turn our children over to the school, and then try without any involvement or interaction to dictate what the school is doing with them for our children. But you don't want to go to that meeting. You don't want to go to the parent-teacher conference. You just think that you're supposed to call the teacher and cuss them out when you got time without putting in any additional effort into the process. I'm tired of these different things. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get loud. I apologize. I think you muted.
I'm loving it. I love it. You be as emotional as you want. At least somebody else is emotional with me because I'm tired of it too. And it makes no sense because we're not coming up with a plan. We see things that need to be done. And you work on their toxic jobs. You know how they treat you on your job, on their jobs. You know how they treat you. And then you turn around and you still give them your baby, your precious little seed. You give it to them for them to ruin their minds and we know that they've told you that the school is sending them straight to prison, right? We know that, right? But we still give them to them every day. What's the problem, Black people? What's wrong? What's wrong? We can't come up with conclusions. We can't come up with plans. We can't come up with anything. We can't think for ourselves. We can't do for self unless they tell you. Just like I just seen where it was a family that got the 100 acres of land, right? These white folks coming up against them. Do you think Black folk will go in and protect them? No, we sit up there watching what they gonna do. They should have got the land in the first place. We know they was gonna burn it down. They know well, why didn't we get some security for them? Why? Where's the security? Where's the help? Where's the plan? Where's the backup? These white folk mad, talking about causing bodily harm to these Black folk that's tired of being treated like dirt. And nobody's concerned.
You know, that's the thing. We have lost the vigor to go to jail or to miss a paycheck for what's right and what we really believe in for the things that we really need. And I know that, rent is high, the cost of living is going up, inflation is off the chain and things like that. But that was when most people moved back to their mama house or their auntie house or big mama house, or they decided, okay, we both got 2 minimum wage jobs. We're going to live together and we're going to do this thing because this oppression has got to end. This has got to stop. And people used to have community to be able to do those things with. And even online, you can form that type of community because it's like, hey, is anybody willing to relocate? Because something has got to stop. Them white folks up there, what was it? The ridge where they were sitting up there protecting the land for them white folks a few years ago. And they were sitting up there willing to die for that land. They were sitting up there fighting with the police. That man pulled out a gun and was shooting back at the police. And that used to be us. Yes. And we have lost that somehow. But we have lost that.
When you allow enemies to educate your children. It started from babies. They've taken that fight out of us. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, no, not at all. I absolutely agree. I was working with a young mother, And the teacher had taken her daughter's phone. And this lady went up there and cussed the teacher out for taking the child's phone. And then she left the child in that school, and she was calling, yeah, girl, I went up there and I gave her a piece of my mind. I said, you just gave her your child to take care of for the rest of the day. Why would you go up there and go off on the teacher directly in that manner and in that way, and then leave your child with them? You were supposed to walk out of there with your baby, because that's more of a show of power than it is, I'm gonna come up here and abuse you, but and then leave my child with you for you to abuse my child. That was the craziest thing I ever heard. So yeah, these, I don't know if it's in the air, if it's in the water, whatever, but it did start with the education, because they continue to train Black people to be powerless and docile and to sit there and take it, because she left her child in the most vulnerable position. They couldn't do nothing. She might have her phone, but it ain't nothing she can do with her phone. She might be there in the classroom, but is she going to get any benefit out of being there in the classroom? That's crazy. And we keep doing crazy things with the expectation of it being a different result. We keep being told, don't look at how power works and how systems move, when that's exactly what we should be doing. Every family should train or birth a doctor, a teacher, a dentist, a lawyer. You should be birthing and cultivating that in your family. I know not everybody wants to scrub floors or work minimum wage jobs or be on well or whatever. I know, but in order for your future generations to get to the promised land, which is available in this life, somebody has to make the sacrifice. Tell people all the time, I think I'm in hell right now, and I want my descendants to be able to say, yes, she fought through this hell and she's in a better place on the other side, and da 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 da. But my reality is that if I'm not living in my own reality and in the life and the situation I want and need to live in, that is my hell, because it's not a reality that I run and control. And we need to get to the point where every Black person is thinking that they need to be in a reality that they run and control, instead of living in the reality that is projected and forced on them before they were born. Because before you are born, they try to give your mama injections and evaluations and vaccines and different tests and things like that, trying to figure you out. So before you're born, you are indebted and enslaved into this system, unless your parents actually made it to the promised land. Get to the promised land.
Yes, or Cass, go ahead.
Yeah, cause well, y'all sisters is on point, and this is the difference in mindset. They still mad about OJ, you know what I'm saying? But y'all, consider, you remember that sister that gave her little kid over to that white chick to show her how to swim, and the baby ended up dead. You know what I'm saying? And then Black people still, even under those conditions, sit there and talk about why Black people, all of them is not racist. Not this, try to explain why racism is bad, why it affects us, and your kid is literally like dead, you know what I'm saying? And it was like y'all said about fighting back, when it was more riots before Martin Luther King got shot in the face, since they want to use him. He got shot in the face, and then the year before that, when they was having the most violent revolutions, you know what I'm saying, that's when stuff was getting done, and it's about taking no prisoners, no compromise, and realizing how important that your children are. You can't sit here and wonder why they're so confused. Like when y'all said, like, you sending your kids to them all day, and it's not a family structure. Even if you send it to them where they can tell the teacher, well, I know Christopher Columbus was a murderer who even his own people put on trial, but our kids don't know that, and like y'all was saying, like, it just takes realizing that your kids are more valuable than anything. And sometimes it may not be you, it may be your children who benefit from your work, but that doesn't make any less important.
And you're right. You have to understand, change never happened ever without bloodshed. We have to understand that. So if we're sitting up here thinking we're going to march and it's going to change, we've been marching since for how many years and it's still not changing? So are we tired yet? That's my question. Are we tired yet? Tan said, when will we learn? What will it take? That's the question of the day. Because we'll make excuses. Just like you said, that woman killed that baby. That woman actually killed that 4-year-old. She was in the water with the baby. And now how did that baby drown? With you in the water with them? I'm just saying. But then the mom or people will make excuses for the woman that just drowned your baby. Explain that to me. Make it make sense.
And she told her she couldn't even come back there with the kid. How you gonna tell me I can't come back there with my kid in water?
You think I would have left mine with her? But this is the mental illness right here. That's mental illness. You know you can't trust them with your life, but you're gonna trust it with your child's life. Come on, make it, please help me. I'm just not making. I just cannot get past the thinking of where is our mindset? Where are we going with this? What is going on? You are so busy trying to make excuses for them. She murdered your child, and we still made excuses for her. Well, I was okay. Really? I'm gonna tell you. Well, I ain't even gonna say what I'm thinking, but you know what I'm thinking, right? She wouldn't have came out that water. She'd have been right with my baby. If he's not coming out that water, you ain't even. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever. Because I'm sick of seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm sick of cowardly black folk acting like damn cowards. What's wrong with you? When you gonna get some balls? When are you gonna make a difference for your children? When are we gonna leave a legacy for our babies? You're leaving a mess here. We're leaving a mess, and we don't care. We just like Major just said. What? She cussed the teacher out and left her baby there. What? She thought she was doing something and then called you and told you about it. Girl, guess what I did? I just cussed it. Did you leave your child? Yeah. Did you think about taking your daughter with you? Oh, I didn't think that far. Girl, but she better not do nothing to her. Well, what's stopping her? You're not there. You didn't even have sense enough to take her to. You didn't have sense enough to plan this out to put her in another school. Do what you need to do. Pull your child out. Let's do this. Let's go to the school. Let's try this over here. Let us get enough people to support the school here, and then we could possibly get a school in our area. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take us supporting us for us to be free. Because right now we don't want to support nobody but them, and they're not doing anything but hurting you, and you'll support their every move against you. But we're okay with it. We'll come up with the reason why it's okay. Biden told you he knew I did this, and to them, but I don't care. Because I don't want them around my mom, and I don't want them around my children. Even though we did it to them, even though we put them in that predicament, I still don't care. I'm going to make them pay for whatever consequences for them doing whatever they do. But even though we put them in that predicament. And he said it. If you guys go back and listen to that speech, he knew. He said, we did it. I know. Doesn't matter. They're going to pay the consequences. Really? And I still don't want them near my children and my mama. Well, you know what? I totally agree with you. Because I didn't want you near mine, and I definitely don't want your crackhead son near my daughters. I totally agree. That was the best thing Biden could have said. I totally agree. We should have listened, and we should have agreed. Just like we had a pastor. What's that pastor name that came on there and said, black folk, he wasn't going to marry a white child. Anybody in his congregation, he wasn't going to marry those white children to the blacks, right? And everybody, all black folk got married. I totally agree. I totally agree with him. And they looked at me like, why do you agree with him? Listen, because he's right. Deuteronomy 7. If you're going to read it, we're going to be Christians for real. Deuteronomy told you not to give your children over to them because they was going to change their heart against him. And what's happened? Everything he told us not to do, we end up doing and get the results he told us we're going to get. Now look at black folk. Look at you. Look at us. It's a shame. But I didn't want to be on here long, you guys. I want any last words, and we're going to call it a day. Any last words?
Wow, y'all, thank you for letting me on. This was a great show. Y'all subscribe to Consider. Every show is straight fire every time, and thank you. And it's like you said, we take all the other things, but we leave the revolutionary stuff behind. I don't care if we only take the revolutionary stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because that stuff is true. Like they have been turned against us, you know what I'm saying? And we don't believe in the, justice parts of it, but we believe in the submission parts, It's crazy. But thank you. And shouts out to Matron, Bakari, everybody who came on, Tanzan, everybody.
Well, I want to say thank you for allowing me on your platform. I appreciate you so much. You always bring that fire. I appreciate you. I want to say thank you to Forecast and Brother Bakari for coming up and, having conversations with us too. And you have to remember that when they begin attacking your children, They are trying and they are on a genocidal path, because at the point that they can kill a child of any color, race, creed, or ethnicity, a child without any type of emotions about it, justifying it through their systems and their law enforcement and with the authority that they assert within themselves, you have to realize they are on a genocidal path. And the last thing I will say is that we live in a world of quote unquote laws that are created and written by men. And until you are creating and writing your own laws, you are not a man. Thank you, Miss Cheeks.
Man, I thank you for both of you guys coming on. We got one more coming on. She came on last minute, but I wanted her to share her thoughts. Thank you, you two. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Dee, no, you're good.
I'm good, but she just said something, but no, I'm good. I'm just trying to figure out. I didn't know you was on, but she did when she said the key thing, writing your own laws. And you know, we had already been talking about writing. That's basically what you're gonna be doing, writing your own laws. Wow. Oh, that's it. That's all I had to say.
Thank you, you guys. Thank you so much for you guys, your kind words. I appreciate you guys, family, so much. I'm telling you, we have just got to make a difference, and I appreciate I just appreciate you guys just taking your time out. I thank you for the support. I thank you for just being there. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And I don't like to do long shows. You know that. This is really long for me, but I appreciate you guys. I just want to bring attention to us, bring attention to everything that's going on with us. And I just want us to come up with a plan to fix it, because revolution never ended. Things just don't change because we want it to. It changes through our bloodshed. Every time anything has changed with Black people, it's come through somebody's death. I'm just saying, you have to be willing to die for this thing. But I'm not willing to die if y'all not going to change nothing, because if I die for nothing, I'm coming back. Because I mean, I'm just saying, if I die for nothing and y'all don't change nothing, oh, you better believe I'm going to be upset. Because if we're going to do something, we have to be willing to die for it, but we have to see the change. We have to see you guys go through with it. That's why we don't build activists, we build movements, because you can't kill a movement, right? If I have Ram in the bush and D, you take over Ram in the bush, something happened to me, and you see my kids not doing it, you take it over, and then somebody take it over after you, that's a movement. You can't kill a movement. You can kill an activist, but not a movement. So that's what I'm saying. We create a movement globally, and we rise globally, and the next child that they kill, we rise globally, and we change our situations, because we are all we have. Thank you guys for so much for coming. With that said, y'all have a great week. I'll see you guys next Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna try to do 12. I usually try to do 12. So let's try for 12 o'clock next Sunday. Sundays just seem to be a better day for me. So we will try next Sunday. But thank you, everybody that tuned in. I think Bakari might be on, but thank you guys. I didn't mean to run over in his time, but thank you for your support, you guys. I love you guys. And with that said, have a great week. Thank you, Dee.
All right.
Bye. Peace, family.